I'm sorry we had to take that lovely face off the screen, but my name's Ultra David. This is the Tuesday show.
I'm James Chen, and we all love that beautiful Tokido face.
Correct, that's right. Congrats to Tokido for taking Melina out. That's awesome. Two birds with one stone, in my opinion. We'll talk about Mortal Kombat news.
You're on that camp.
I don't really care.
No,
I think it's hilarious, though.
Okay.
So we'll talk about Mortal Kombat 11 because a lot of stuff has happened. We're going to talk about tournaments that have happened over the past 2 weeks because we didn't do this thing last week. I was busy, and I think you were sick.
I was sick.
Yeah.
I'm still sick, technically, because, I mean, as I just tweeted out, in 19 days, I've been home here 3 of those days. Yikes. And so I have never really had a chance to recover, to be honest with you.
Dang,
I'm not like sick, but
yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera angle is not different, but it's just...
It's zoomed out a little bit,
It's just zoomed out. Here, I can zoom it in a little.
If you want to. I mean, I don't know that it matters too much. That's up to you. We're going to do MK11, like I said. We're going to talk about tournament recaps. We'll talk about a couple of things that James went to, included in that giant, did you say 19 days of travel? 3 days home in 19? Something like that? Yikes, that's crazy. Anyway, we'll get to that stuff. We'll talk about the whole debate that occurred on the internet about regional advantage. Does it exist? And how significant is it? Can you just get by? Just pull yourself up by the old bootstraps? We'll get into all that stuff. There's other news, too. Capcom has a new product. We'll get to that one.
Yes.
But, hey, let's talk about Mortal Kombat 11 first.
Sure.
They had big news this morning. That news is basically that there's the Pro Tour back. They call it the Pro Competition. Guess how it's spelled?
I'm not a fan. Like I said, I think they always said the K never can come in the middle of the word, right? I think Pro Circuit or Pro Cup would have been better than
Pro Cup would have been better. I'm with you on Pro Cup.
I'm not a fan of Pro Competition.
Pro Cup is all right.
Yeah, I would have rather seen KUP. But the problem with that is, if they called it KUP, that might have been like Transformers would come and try to sue them for for their character named Cup. Yeah.
Do they have a cup?
Yeah, KUP, which is the last 3 letters of pickup truck. So his name was Cup. He was in Transformers the movie. He was the old crotchety guy who liked to tell stories all the time.
Was he a new one for the movie, or was he like an established
No, he was
character?
new for the movie.
He was new for the movie?
He was new for the movie, yeah. Yeah, we're talking about Transformers right now, yeah.
Bummer. All right, let's move on. So there's going to be the Pro Tour. It's called the Pro Competition. It's very similar to how it's been in previous years.
Yeah,
okay?
I would imagine.
There's not a lot of big changes in how things work. That said, they are doing a better job right from the get-go and making it a worldwide thing. So there had to be like a big kind of row within the community last year for them to do on the Injustice circuit, for them to have like a Middle Eastern kind of like thing. This time it's going to start off with that. So there's going to be like the normal like tournaments, the regular sort of way to get in by qualifying, getting high on points. It's been the same thing.
Getting high on points?
You got to get high on points. That's right. Shoot up the points as far as you can.
Yeah, try to get 420 points as best as you can.
Ideally.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, that's what people tell me.
Yeah.
So that's one way to do it. Then you can also win the Canadian League or the Liga Latina or the European League, whatever they're calling those individual ones.
Interesting.
And then there's also an Intercontinental Championship that has Middle East, Australia, and Africa, I think. Actually, I'm not sure about Africa. But I think that is part of it. For sure, Middle East and... Maybe it's Middle East and Eastern Europe and Australia, now that I think about it. In any case, they did do a good job, I think, of expanding it more. Because the scene is definitely grown for that game. I mean, you notice conspicuously absent is East Asia, which is... like the heart of video games in a real sense.
I mean, what are you going to do, right?
But yeah, I mean, it's not legal there. So that's a big impediment. Thank you very much. But other than that, there really is, there's a strong scene in the rest of the world, North America for sure, obviously, South America, Central America, Europe is big, Middle East has a scene. Like
I was even asking
everywhere.
the Spanish guys, like I was
Australia,
like, so is the violence bad? Like, do they not like it in Spain, or if they're like, oh, we love it? So so it's not a problem for them. So. Yeah. Mostly just Asia, I feel like that has that. So
yeah, I think that's true.
They said Goichi might be looking to play.
Goichi did put a tweet out that said it was kind of exploring the idea of playing Mortal Kombat. Not like I'm gonna play it and beat everybody. It was like kind of maybe.
I mean, he would if he came in and played.
I have no doubt that he'd be a fantastic player. You'd have to be wild to think that he would.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so that's
Tachikawa said he's in. Let's go.
That's pretty big news.
Let's
in the
go.
past, there have been other top players. MOV played, Tokido played MK9. Yeah, I can definitely remember other people. Xian played Injustice.
Yeah.
You know, it's happened before.
Cheetah.
He did play Cheetah. So there are $250,000 up for grabs.
Oh, okay. Good
And
stuff. Good stuff.
This is 200. So if I read the press release right, it's $150,000 spread throughout the tournaments.
Okay.
And then $100,000 for the finals.
Okay. And I'm sure they're going to do something very similar to Capcom and do some sort of crowdfunding thing, right?
I think the first one to do that was MKS.
Right. I was about to say they did that with like Sub-Zero costumes or
Yes.
something like that before,
They
right?
did.
So
they did.
yeah.
And that was a big money getter. Like that really got a lot of dough.
Right. So it'll be a lot more than $100,000 for that final if
I
they
imagine.
go through with that.
Yeah, that's
So,
not announced
yeah.
yet, but I imagine that to expect something like that.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. They put out a video, for it that was nice. It had all the top players you expect, and had Joshua Gray announcing on it.
Oh,
I'm always
of course,
really happy
of course.
about.
Yeah,
That's he's so good at that. It starts at Combo Breaker,
Okay.
and
That means it's going to be huge over there, dude. So.
yeah, for sure.
Is Evo a part of it, the whole thing, or is
Evo's
not?
a part of it.
Okay.
So the list, as far as offlines go, is Combo Breaker, CEO, Vianality, Evo, Celtic Throwdown, DreamHack Montreal, some tournament in Brazil, TBD, East Coast Throwdown,
Of
and
course,
NEC.
of course. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I really like that.
Okay, cool.
But there are
Because
online tournaments
I
as well.
hope that helps the MK11 turnout at Evo, because Wizard just put out another early bird thing.
Oh, I didn't see.
Oh, you didn't see?
Was that today?
No, not today. It was like a few days ago,
Okay.
actually. And we'll go over
We'll
that
talk about
later
it
on.
later. I
We'll
guess
go
I
over later,
don't think I heard.
because that thing was actually pretty cool. to
Okay,
see,
cool. Yeah,
so.
we'll definitely get to that. But there are also online tournaments. There's like online EU, online NA West, online
What
NA
game would you
East.
have guessed that it was in fourth place on that list? Let's just put it that way. Obviously, the top three, we know what
Yeah,
the top three
I
is
think
going to
so.
be. Yeah, so what was your guess on fourth place on that list?
Under Night.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, cool. We'll talk about this. Interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, so the online's so ridiculous in this game. I was reviewing the footage yesterday of me playing online versus the guy who was at 240 ping.
Oh, yeah.
I was streaming that on our Twitch channel. And yeah, anyway, it's crazy good online. So the fact that they still split it into online NA East versus online NA West, that's going to be playing like local competitions. If you're just in your like local region, comparatively
Like I
speaking.
said, the best way to describe the netcode is that the Hado came into our room and was playing on it. He's a KI player.
Yeah.
And Killer Instinct up to this date and Skullgirls have had the two best netcode. And as he was playing, he was like, I don't get this netcode. This feels better than KI.
Yeah.
He was,
He
like,
was
"This
on
is
your
like-"
phone Wi-Fi.
It was on my phone Wi-Fi, and he's like, I don't understand this. Like, he is on my phone Wi-Fi playing Mortal Kombat while I'm surfing the web on my phone, and it's like just fine.
I definitely, it's amazing.
It's crazy. Why is NRS netcode so godlike? Because it was developed in the United States for the United States. That's why.
It was developed for bad netcode places, for places with bad internet infrastructure.
Yes,
maybe. Let me
exactly.
rephrase.
Exactly.
It was developed with bad
Because
internet
again,
infrastructure in
like
mind.
if we were in Japan, we would just be talking about how fine the Street Fighter V netcode is, right? We'd be like, this netcode's great. It feels like it's offline. It's just the States. So.
Well, it's not just the States. I mean, Japan has particularly good internet infrastructure. Like we definitely don't. Many other places don't. So anyway, there's a whole talk about it on GDC if you're interested. But they do have really, really good netcode. So I think that's really cool. And it's nice too because if you recall during Injustice 2, the second year, they didn't announce this stuff until pretty late. Now that the game, it's like as the game's coming out, comes out next week. We already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I saw some people ask, like, are the finals going to be on TV? That is a great question because I don't know how you could do that.
In fact, they even said that the tournaments will be 17 plus.
Oh, really?
Because of the gore.
Oh, so you're
not
not
on
allowed...
their official Twitter account that they just created, NRS Esports.
Okay.
They said that it's 17 plus.
So can Dragon enter?
Oh. I mean, Dragon couldn't have entered when he started doing well. He couldn't have. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, look, we've talked about it before.
We're going to have to see some birth certificates from
Right,
Dragon,
yeah, I know,
okay?
yeah.
Because, I mean, look, he still looks like he's 14 years old.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bummer, of course. I don't know how much that affects the tournament entrance numbers. Like, realistically, is that a big change? I don't know. Some of them, of course, but I don't know if it's big. But it is just another thing, and TV is another example of...
Right.
Even if the gameplay is great, and I really like it so far, the game is just built with a limitation of the gore. The gore brings people in, but it also means that you can't show it to everybody.
If the gore wasn't in there...
Yeah.
My statement a long time ago would have been Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat have to succeed for the fighting game community to kind of continue to grow. You know what I mean? Because those are the two games that have definitely got into pop culture. Everybody knows Get Over Here. Everybody knows Mortal Kombat and all that stuff like that. It's just it doesn't have the appeal. I'm not saying the appeal to people. I'm just saying that. Like, sponsors are going to be like, I can't sponsor that, right? You're McDonald's, and you're like, let me sponsor Mortal Kombat.
No, definitely not McDonald's.
Only if you have, like, a bonus stage where you're slaughtering cows or something like that. But, like, outside of that, like, that's the whole
situation. Did you see the new Johnny
Yeah.
fatality?
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Did you see the new Johnny fatality?
Dude, you know what I saw when I saw that Johnny fatality? The only thing I thought about was I never want to see that with Cassie Cage.
First thought for me, too.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Because, like, it was a great fatality, but then I was like, I never want to see this when he do this to his own daughter, dude.
You're gonna.
Man.
His new fatality is that he rips the upper body off of the opponent and then plays them like a little ventriloquist dummy, and has a little. There's a comedy spotlight that comes down, and he has a little dialogue with the
and then
ventriloquist.
Some people start to throw tomatoes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hilarious, but pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can. McDonald's is such a funny example for that. Like, there's just no way. So anyway.
Welcome to the pro competition, sponsored by Disney's Lion King, coming out in theaters. You know, it's like, no, not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. Yeah. But anyway, that's news about the Pro Tour. They also, last week on the Combat Cast, were talking about Katana, Cetrion, and Devora.
Yeah. Hey, Tokido! Yeah,
it's the murder face.
Yeah, exactly.
And fittingly, in a game with murders.
Yeah, I'll say one thing though.
Tokido.
The Katana model looks fantastic.
It's great. I mean, that's a funny face to kind of rip on because it does definitely bear a resemblance to Tokido. But the face is great.
Yeah.
Like go back. It's so detailed, and that's an in-game face.
Yeah.
That's actually how it is when she's like walking in during her intro. So it's super good. The model's amazing.
Yeah, and not only that, but like that intro is so sick with the people bringing her in on the
They
throne.
continue to make it so every character has personality. Like you feel it, you know.
Finally, they're getting some more personality, which is kind of concerning now because, like I said before, when they had no personality, I thought it was cool when you just slaughtered them all. But like now, it's like I don't know if I want to see them slaughtered as badly before. So
I hear that. So she is like Katana from before in one of her variations or with some of her moves, I guess. I mean, there's like a little bit of a difference to her, but she has a lot of the same moves back again.
Yeah.
I felt the biggest news for her was that 16-bit is doing the Combat Cast introduction. He's playing her, trying to all right, then you go switch to another variation. Okay, so during this move, this special move, you take out Melina's sign, you do stuff, and he just continues talking.
Yeah, Whereas all Melina fans are like.
He just deconfirmed with no ceremony at all.
She even has her like drop through the floor move. Like one of the variations, Katana just becomes Melina. And so all the Melina fans are like, no!
Oh, it was so funny. I mean, I'm not opposed to having Melina in. I don't really care either way. But the response to that was too funny. Thanks
Shout out to Wave Gen.
Subscription.
But dude, no, the response was like, vitriolic, right? Some people were like pissed.
That definitely did happen. That definitely did happen. Yeah. I don't know how widespread that is or anything, but there is definitely like a Melina group.
There's a squeaky wheel on the internet right now for sure.
There is. But then the funnier stuff was everybody ripping on the Melina fans. That was the best. Did you see earlier today? I think it was Aziz posted a screenshot that was like, here's Melina's confirmed competitive variations. It's just a white background.
I was like, Jesus, man.
Beautiful. Yeah, she died in MKX. She died. And it wasn't like the other ones who they like get turned into revenants. Her face got eaten by bugs. She died. So I guess she's dead.
Yep.
Just like Jade was in the last game, and Katana had a Jade moveset.
Oh, that's right.
Right? She had one of her variations was called Mournful because it was about Jade.
That's right.
And in this one, she has Melina instead.
So is it still? They should just call it Mournful anyway, dude. Right?
No, I think it would be celebratory.
Celebratory? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Melina liked Jade. I don't know what the story is now.
Right, yeah. I didn't even realize that, but Melina and Katana, isn't lore-wise like they were sisters and they fought each other all the time or something like that?
I think she's a clone. I think Melina is a clone, but with Tarkatan blood.
Oh, okay.
Which is why she has the crazy mouth.
So I'm not sure because like I was starting to think like it's very similar to like Gamora and Nebula from But anyways, victory lap, that would actually be funny. Yeah.
So maybe she'll come back in the next game because again Jade was dead before, but now she's not.
She's back.
So she's a revenant now.
It's a video game. Everyone can come back to life. I mean, heck, spoilers, but laughs at the end of recent teasers, definitely show that not everybody can die, right? So. Yeah.
So that was that. They also showed Cetrion, and during the combat cast, I thought she was way more interesting and better looking than I did on the original preview. I think her animations, I don't know if they're changed in this or what, but like they're not as bad. I don't think they're great, but I don't think that when I first saw that trailer, I thought she was.
I mean, I'll tell you this right now. Between Cetrion and the Collector, I really got to say I'm disappointed in their direction of the voices.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice.
I don't like their voices at all because they're just exactly what you would think that they would be.
Okay.
Because Cetrion's, I am Cetrion, and da, 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 and then Collector's, I'm going to do this and that. I just felt like it wouldn't have been cool if Collector had that voice, but said things in more of like a more Victorian way, like if he was like, "Oh, I shall defeat you," you vile fool. You know what I mean, like that, instead of just like, "I'm an evil creature, my precious." You know what I mean? I feel like it would have been cool if Cetrion actually like had some sort of I am an evil, or something like
accent,
that. Or something. I just feel like they're corny. That's all. It's just like it was as expected as it could have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, she does have some cool moves. She's got a move that it's like a wind vortex that's kind of like News Gravity Well. She's got a projectile in one of her variations that's a very tall wind box as it moves, and it actually pushes the opponent back really far.
Okay.
She has this spinning. She's got a field. If you sit in it, it has rocks spinning around in it, and if the opponent hits you, then one of the rocks comes and hits you. Hits the opponent.
It's like a tracking Oro.
Yeah. Or like Rose orbs, but they only connect after you have hit her.
Okay.
Anyway, I think that's kind of interesting. She looks like a strong zoner, so I might play her, even though I hate the name and don't like how she looks.
Well, people keep saying that if I voiced her, then she should be called Chentrion. So,
actually, I would accept that.
I think that's a better name than
sounds better.
Cetrion. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
that looks better.
Oh man.
Anyway, she looked cool. And then this is so funny because everybody knew that Honeybee and other people were like waiting so long for Devora, and during the combat cast, they kept being like, all right, we're going to get to Devora, and then they would do Cetrion first. And then they invited somebody else in to talk. They had another guest, and it was like just delayed.
I feel like they waited so late to even reveal Katana just to troll Katana Prime.
Maybe. Well, look, she's a very popular character, and you got to leave them on the edge of their seats. She looks great, dude. She looks so cool.
What the hell is up with her bug?
Which bug?
The thing that she dies and the bug comes out of her.
So I've heard that's a 2-slot move in the gear, 2 out of the 3 slots. And when you die,
it's like TJ Combo basically.
It's like TJ Combo, and you come back to life, but only as the bug. And the bug has a whole different set of moves, whole different move set. And 16-bit said that all of the bug's move names are like bzz and brrr. That's great.
Like,
But-
give him the business.
I think it was-
you know.
They didn't go over the bug during the combat cast, but yeah, that's the thing. So she has good offense and pressure. She's
Okay.
the same kind of character,
Okay.
but she has Batgirl teleport.
I remember you saw that and you were like, oh,
She
boy.
has a restand special move into overhead or low. But it doesn't seem like the overhead combos into
B-girl.
stuff. Yeah,
B-girl is
no.
going to be in the game, so.
It doesn't seem like her overhead can combo out of it. It's just a fast overhead. So that's at least it's not going to be like true Batgirl 50-50, most annoying character I've ever dealt with kind of situation. But she does seem strong. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was all cool. They talked about the competitive variations a little bit. They said that each character is going to have 2 on launch.
Oh, boy.
And they also they showed a couple of them because while they did the like match that they always have between Derek and Tyler at the end of it, and they had one of the variations, and it was the Kano one with the command grab and the parry, and the Jax one where his arms heat up and the extra moves to give to make his arms heat up faster. I guess is what it is.
So, like I said, like, what are they going to do with Scorpion?
So the game is out-ish.
Some
stores,
that's right.
Some
that's
stores
right.
have leaked it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you live in an area that has a mom and pop shop that has leaked it, then it's available. Now, keep in mind, there is going to be a day 1 patch. And I don't know if that's going to change the variations or not. That is not knowable info right now. But, and turn off your old mics here if you don't want to hear this, because this is, I don't know if this is spoilers, but if you care about this, then you can turn off the thing.
Yeah.
Just in case, I'll give you a couple of seconds here, and see ya. So, Scorpion doesn't have Misery Blade or Demon Dash.
On any of the
In
variations.
either variation. Also, Baraka doesn't have a command grab.
All right. You may turn the volume back up now.
Well, a couple more things. A bunch of characters don't have the full slots fleshed out. There's only 2 out of the 3 slots
That's got to be a
chosen.
day 1 patch thing.
That's what I was going to say. I
'Cause, like, if-
really expect the day 1 patch to change this stuff.
Because if that's the case, Scorpion is basically completely useless. Like, just
Keep in mind, they could have
useless.
changed his other stuff. Maybe all of his strings are safe now. You don't know. You don't know.
Okay, anyways.
But, the fact that so many characters don't have their full move list fleshed out
Right.
really makes me think that,
There's going to be some sort
There's
of
gonna
day
be a
1
patch,
patch where they
yeah.
change the variations, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah.
No Misery or Demon
But you like the
That's
essential.
hilarious. Well, it seemed like that in the beta, but maybe it's not going to be like that in the full version. Maybe they'll be different. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll have to see. I mean, look, the game comes out next week.
I mean, obviously, some other characters that haven't been announced yet have been leaked as well.
Yeah.
Thanks to that. So,
yeah.
again, if you don't want to hear about them
Yeah, I
or
already
anything
know
like
now,
that, so
Yeah.
you can.
If you don't want to know which character got confirmed, I guess.
Shut down the. So you'll see me do this and this. That means volume down, volume up. But volume down right now.
All right. Yeah. Down now. All right. What's the character?
Frost.
Frost.
Right? From Frost Nixon. Right? Just like political
Wow. What a
warrior.
reference. Nobody gets that.
Yeah, I
joke.
know, right? Okay, you can turn it back up. Anyways, but I mean, some people were joking that she looked like Ninja and stuff. So we got Ninja versus Tokido in the game and everything.
You
so.
should have said that before telling them to turn the volume back up.
Whatever, it doesn't matter what it looks like. And then now they just think that Ninja's in the game, right? And I mean like Fortnite
Ninja's
Ninja.
in the game.
No, Fortnite Ninja.
I don't really think it looks like that, but I get it.
Okay.
I get it. Yeah, anyway, that happened. So we don't have it here yet. And I regret to inform everybody that somehow New York has beaten us to the punch.
It's always New York and LA, though.
It's one of the
It's
two.
always the first two, right?
of the two.
So, yeah.
Actually, no. As I was streaming yesterday, or maybe this morning, somebody who lives in the UAE said that they have it
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as far as the U.S. goes, it's New York.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it'll come out here soon. I mean, I've just pre-ordered it as normal. Although I've only pre-ordered on one system because now the problem with having the Switch as an option is you got to buy the game twice, which is just not fun, especially if you're a fighting game fan, because then that means you also have to buy the season pass twice as well. So if I want to get Mortal Kombat on both systems, that's $200 right there. So
You're right.
I'm gonna get it on the PS4, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, David, can you talk to like Tyler Lang?"
Dang, you want the esports
I
connection?
want the esports dude. I have to ask for the
I was planning
esports
to buy it
connection.
myself,
Like
but
I don't have
That's all
I
right,
have the esports pennies right now. Okay,
I get it.
I gotta do what I need to do.
We'll definitely check it out. Anything else to say about the characters so far? I don't think so.
I mean, like I said, Collector looks.
Oh, did we not talk about that on the stream yet?
No, Collector looks
My bad.
very.
I'm excited.
He looks. Yeah,
You're not into it?
Not really into him too much so far.
into
So okay.
He has a command grab.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Aaron Black also. He has a command grab and he's weird.
Yeah, but he looked weird in a boring way. I don't know. Like all of his moves didn't look exciting to me. I don't know. His moveset didn't.
I think he looks cool. He has like some traps and he has teleport and command grab and.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe I'm just so unenamored with his voice that it just kind of affected me to the point where it was just like,
All right.
I don't know.
Okay. They also showed Aaron Black.
Mm-hmm. He looked like Aaron Black, right? So, yeah.
I don't care. No, he does look more interesting than in the past game, where I thought he looked dumb. He was the nerdiest cowboy ever.
Right.
He just looks like such a nerd in that game. But in this game, he does look a little
Didn't
bit
they
better.
just try to make him look like Johnny Depp a little bit? Like, I always felt like he kind of did.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Aaron Black has he has this funky special that's kind of zoning, but kind of not. So you go into a stance, and he brings his gun up, and you can press the shoot button, and it's really a super good zoning tool. But he's walking forward while shooting. So he's like walking forward while, So yeah, it's a zoning kind of thing, but you are moving in at the same time.
It's Naoto.
So.
It's Naoto from
I guess,
Persona, where she just walks at you with the gun,
That's true.
right?
It's exactly that way. That's true. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about that, but it's literally that move.
Okay. Yeah, he just doesn't have the kick at the end. Pow.
Right. Yeah. He does have to reload, and you have to keep in mind how many bullets he has because there's no like on-screen thing. So you got.
Oh, for the whole time he's fighting?
No, I think it's just during that stance. I don't think it's constant. I don't think it's constant.
Interesting.
Yeah, he looked mildly more interesting than previous Aaron Black, but he's basically a snooze fest to me, even still. He has a command grab. This is like one of the few instances where the way a character looks has dissuaded me enough that even if they have stuff, he has a zoning variation and a command grab variation. I get it.
But he just...
Boy, he looks like a dweeb.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the rifle that has that ammo requirement, the reloading requirement.
Did Joker just get revealed, Shumpal, for Smash Brothers? I didn't know.
Is that literally since we've been on the air?
I have no idea.
We'll talk about that in a bit. There's only a little bit more MK stuff to get through. So the summit is going on, the voting is going on for it. Check it out if you are so inclined. But the first two players have already been selected. The first one is Wazminator, who hangs out in our chat sometimes. What's up, dude, if you are there?
And he's the one that's from Australia and got like the $9,000 boost for that?
He got a lot of money for it, and I was in his stream when it happened. And he was saying how the whole Australia and New Zealand crew got together and basically put him through. And there, other people have been making allegations that like Sonic Fox popped in and splashed down $1,000 on him or whatever, $3,000 I guess, in order to get that many votes. But Waz said it wasn't like that. That it was they tallied it all up and they were like, all of this money is from the Australian and New Zealand scene.
Dang.
So they backed their boy. I think that's super cool.
It's nice to have a country backing you like that. I
think that's amazing. Yeah, that's super, super cool. He blew away the competition in the first round voting. Like, he had thousands of more votes than anybody else. but that all happened like a minute before.
So it's
it was
the
that
eBay
nuke, right?
sniping
I mean,
thing.
it was like obviously you
uh-huh.
get the trick, right? But it was like such a blow up. He went from like tied to like doubling.
But that's why you do it, right? Because then the sugar daddy who's backing the person in second place doesn't have time to catch
Right.
up. It's the whole eBay
Right.
sniping
No, yeah,
thing,
I mean
dude.
it's not a novel idea, and they did it really well.
Yeah.
Today, Tweety got in.
Okay.
Tweety got in, same exact thing, right? So Tweety was in second place, or maybe Gross was in second place, but Tweety was right behind. And KP, Katana Prime, was like pretty far behind. And it kind of seemed like he was too far behind, like farther than you would expect. And then in the last minute, all of his followers put down all of this dough, all of Tweety's got him in, and Tweety ended up getting in over KP by 3 votes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
But I heard like Tweety like deleted his Twitter or something like that, or something, or is he still around? Because I heard there's like drama with him again.
There's mega drama, man. He did delete it. He deactivated temporarily and reactivated, and now he's in there. And he's been putting out videos that at first were like pretty funny diss tracks, and it's been getting like progressively like jerkier. And he's been jerkier on Twitter. Like after he got in, he had like a hashtag that was like "fuck KP" and whatever.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And was that I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
I don't know what his deal is on that.
So is there going to be more votes?
2 more people get in.
But see, the hard part about it is all the votes that KP had, are they reset?
No.
Oh, they stay.
Not reset.
Okay.
Not reset.
Okay.
So right now, I'm not looking at it, but I think that KP and Gross are number 1 and 2.
Okay.
Or it's the other way. It's something like that.
Okay.
So those are definitely the 2 front runners. But yeah, there's been drama. I mean, that's how it always is when it comes to the summit. Like having watched Dragon Ball, having watched the Smash times that it's happened, like there's always the format is just built for drama.
I mean, it's the same thing as the fan voting for Evo, right? Anytime money is involved, that's what it is. It's the drama, and then everything is about eBay sniping. You know what I mean? So.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's definitely drama. I mean, the thing about Tweety definitely has always had that streak in him of kind of jerkiness, but like I feel like that's been more pronounced of late.
Is he just doubling down after all the frustrations for him and stuff?
Could be. I hope not, but we'll see. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, it's Katana Prime and Gross are in the top couple spots, but there's more people in there than that. So check it out if you are so inclined.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Anything else from MK that you got to talk about here?
I think that's it for now.
Okay. So lots of Mortal Kombat 11 news. Do you want to take a break or just go through some tournament recaps first?
Up to you.
We've been on for about 40 minutes, so let's just do some tournament recaps. Get to an hour, and then we'll take a break.
You got it, man.
All right.
Do you want to start with this weekend or the last weekend?
Well, Beefuteki is asking for a break. Why does Beefuteki want us to go on a break? In the chat, he's like, break! He's just holding it in right now.
You yelled caps break.
Yeah, he just really needs to go to the bathroom or something right now. I don't know what's going on with Beefuteki right now. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. He's going to have to hold it.
Do you want to do last weekend or this most recent weekend?
Let's do last weekend and then most recent weekend. Let's
talk about the Brussels Challenge then, because we weren't here last week to do so. Street Fighter V was won by Angry Bird. He played Zeku. He did really well.
Yeah, he beat a lot of strong players.
Yeah, he definitely did. Second place was Problem X, who looked amazing while playing. It was just Angry Bird who beat him at the end. Really cool to see. I was really hyped for Takamura getting third place.
Yeah, he took out like Bon-chan and a bunch of other people. I'm sorry, Bon-chan.
Yeah, he beat Bon-chan, yeah. Big Bird was after that. So, that's really cool because the top 8 is EU or EU adjacent, I guess. You want to call it Angry Bird, Middle East. Big Bird, also same situation. Then Hurricane, Shax, Kawano, and TKR. But then outside of that was Bon-chan and Trashbox didn't make top 8.
Right.
Like, the European players, Jimmy didn't make top 8. That's the Vega player. That's impressive, for their scene.
Good job to the EU guys. So
that's definitely impressive. That's fun to watch. Smash Bros. Ultimate was won by Gluttony with Wario and Greninja. It's cool.
My cats have been very cuddly since I've been back.
How could they not be, man? Yeah. Teresa won Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2.
Nice.
Taka Slayer got second, and
I saw that too when Teresa won. Like, he was popping off and stuff. Like, he's a super emotional guy. So.
That's cool. Wow, Marlon Pie was out there. That's awesome.
Nice.
And got, what was that, fifth? Okay. BB Tag was won by SKD. I watched that. That was cool. Shout outs to SKD for actually crossing the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, how often does that happen?
Yeah, I know. Players traveling to the EU a lot more now.
NA to
I
EU.
think that's cool.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
He also got second in BBCF. Nezu won it. Dragon Ball Fighters won by Shanks. Tekken by Malekith. Kiev won Soul Calibur. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I mean, it seemed like a good event from all accounts that I read about.
Nice. That was a ranking event?
On the CPT, I believe
yes,
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, she's comfortable enough to show me her butt.
Yep.
That's good.
What cats do.
That is what cats do. So that was the previous weekend. Let's get to this most recent weekend. Talk about Damagermany.
Damagermany.
It's hard to say.
I know, because
it's a good visual pun.
Yes.
But sometimes that doesn't translate to how you pronounce things, right?
Yeah.
But Viennality works great.
Viennality works. Right.
Viennality is a good one.
But Damagermany.
Damagermany.
And then they make the Y capitals.
I appreciate it, but...
Why is the Y capitalized?
I don't know.
Why?
Yeah.
Because we love you.
Yeah, yeah. And it's no button check. That's the best
thing. Yeah. Button check is actually pretty
button
great.
Check is genius. For Czechia, as their government wants to be known. That was one. The second one was won by Ulsan. Second place was Low-High. Third was Asim. Cherry Berry Mango. Rangchu after that. That was cool.
They also had. They also somehow managed to get that exhibition between Rip and Ryan Hart. Those two, had that
washed up commentators.
Yeah, they had that little bit of a row, I guess you want to call it, during TWT, and so.
If you didn't watch that or didn't see it, yeah, Ryan Hart kind of made a dig at Rip in terms of how Rip had done in tournament, and then Rip was like, "Oh, you don't know how I did?" And he was like, I forget what it was. First place 1 year at Evo, second place another, third place another. He like rattled it off. Clearly, he said the sentence 1,000 times.
Right. Yeah,
like the way he said it, it was like it's so repeated, right? He's like practiced it. First place 1 year, second place next year. It was like obvious. He's and then Ryan Hart was like, "Well, I won Evo twice."
Yeah, it's like when they were official games.
When they were official, yeah. And then Rip tried to pull the thing of like, "Oh, I'm a multi-game winner because he won the very first Pokken tournament."
Right.
Okay, and then. Ryan Hart, who is one of the all-time greatest players, especially when you think about multi-game people, was previously one of the best in Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 3. He's even won KOF tournaments. He's won ST tournaments.
He says he won more tournaments than Rip will have ever entered or something like
Which
that.
Which may actually be right. May be right, because he's been playing since, Street Fighter 2 came out.
Right. And so all the other commentators were like, "Oh my God," and they all just walked off and left Rip sitting there by himself.
I mean, it was a great moment. It was hilarious on commentary.
Right.
Hilarious to watch them. So then there was this 1st to 10 that was put together for Damagermany. And what I have heard is that Ryan practiced legit, and he was playing with the other good players in the UK, and he was like really training up, and he was doing well. And they were even saying, like on commentary during other times during this tournament, that they have been losing to Ryan Hart. That Ryan's like,
right,
it was probably never bad because it's Ryan Hart, but like he's like gotten back up to a strong level.
Right. Meanwhile, Rip.
He's
like in South Africa, I think it was.
He went to South Africa
for vacation.
Look, I mean, if that had been planned, like obviously do that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
He has family in South Africa. Like, do that.
Right.
Rather than training up. I totally get that. But as a result, he was not on the top of his game, and Ryan was definitely doing well. And it was a blow-up 10-3.
Yeah.
And 10-3 may be closer than it actually was.
Right.
Like, that may sound closer.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think Rip wasn't... Because, I mean, he never really wanted to do it in the first place.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he cared too much about it, but...
You know, it's good for the drama. It's good for the publicity of the game and everything like that.
Dude,
so.
the best part that I enjoyed the most was when Reinhardt killed Rip with kindness while they were talking after the match happened.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so he just blew Rip up. It was a blow up, and then his victory speech was like, "Oh, you know, but Rip's a great player, and I think, you know, let's give it out to the community for putting this together." And I've always thought that when somebody beats you that badly and they don't even think that it's important enough to gloat over, that's worse. That's worse.
Yeah, you're just trying to make Rip feel bad now, David. Come on,
It didn't even
man.
matter enough to Reinhardt that he busted Rip to gloat or say anything like, "Wow, that was difficult. Thanks, Rip. You're a great guy." That was it.
Dang. Okay.
He's such a nice guy.
Reinhardt is a good guy.
I think at that point he felt sorry for him. I think that's absolutely right from Zero the Hero. Don't you think that should make Rip feel worse?
Oh, man. Yeah, but, you know.
Anyway, Ryan's very nice, and I'm sure it's fine. Yeah.
Tekken 7, get hype. Let's go.
Yeah.
But like I said, good for the scene. Good for the scene.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's the kind of rivalry that I like, where it's not about they don't hate each other. They just there was a moment, they settled it. There was a good set of tournament and story that came out of it. Like that's a good rivalry. You know, we should have more of that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm definitely down for that.
It's always that whole thing was in the game you're enemies, but outside you're friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
exactly.
that's the way it always works. So.
Yeah. Ryan said something also. He was like, you know, Rip, when I said that on commentary, I just thought it was going to be like a little dig. I didn't think that you were going to blow up about it. That was great. What a blow up.
It's funny. Okay.
Ryan's a good guy. Yeah. He definitely breakdances well. He's a very interesting fellow. And I really like talking with him about fighting games. I was talking about this earlier on the stream I was doing earlier today. He has a very interesting perspective.
He has a mind for the fighting games.
Yeah, and what he's concerned with when he talks about fighting games is the mind. Whereas other people will say something like, "Oh, you have to stand at this range. You have to do this combo, do this block string." Like that's what they're. That's what. If you ask them, "What do I do?" That's what they're talking about. Ryan is all about the mentality of it, and you have to have your head in the game, and you have to express yourself, and that's what he's concerned with, rather than the more mechanical stuff.
You know what's funny is I'm with him on that. That's where I come from. That's why every time I talk about things, I talk about where their head is in the game. It's my whole argument against LeBron James compared to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. It's the mentality. It's the fact that his mental strength isn't quite there compared to the other guys. You know, that's the whole thing. I'm all about that. It's why I love ST, because ST is more about the mental. Frame data is not going to help you in ST kind of thing. You know,
sure I agree with that.
But yeah, there you go. So.
Yeah. He's a very interesting fellow. That was cool. Thanks for the subscription again. High five.
Yes.
I think there was one more event. Oh yeah, April Annihilation, of course. How could I forget about that? That was also this past weekend. I watched a lot of that. Street Fighter V. Didn't we just mention this guy's name from the previous week?
That's right.
Wow.
Problem X.
Problem X won the whole thing.
Yep. Blowing up everybody.
He had to make the comeback against Terrence in Grand Finals. He had to win the...
Wasn't it like 6-1 or something like that?
Yeah, it was a blow-up.
It was a blow-up, right? Yeah.
It was definitely a blow-up.
But I mean, there was a lot of good players in there. You know, so shout out to Terrence for getting to second place. I mean, Problem X winning obviously is the big news, but I think Terrence getting second place is even bigger news. You know, that great job to Terrence. But as Ludovic, who got third place, mentioned, he was like, man, getting points early on is like a blessing and a curse. Because he was like, now I feel like I need to travel and try to keep up the points. And he's like, I don't have the funds to do this.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, it really hurts when you just don't have that ability to do that kind of thing, you know?
Right, for sure.
So it is kind of a tough thing to do. So Terrence and Lud now getting some decent points. Does that mean they're going to try to travel some more to get into Capcom Cup?
I definitely hope so. Yeah, that would be really nice. Also,
But,
up there was, Knuckle Dew, El Chocote was there, Chicote was there, K-Brad, Ricky Ortiz.
Good to
Punk.
see Ricky Ortiz back in top 8.
3
here.
Chun-Li's in top 8.
Oh, well, dude, it was the weekend of Chun, dude. I'll tell you right now.
Well, it's always the game of Chun that you're talking about.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's not a new development there.
Yeah.
Tekken 7 was won by Sour Piggy. Caliber 6 was won by Linkors.
Nice.
I watched
okay.
some of that because Rikudo is super cool to me.
Oh, Party Wolf only in 5th place. Okay, interesting.
Blue God got 2nd. Smash Bros. Ultimate won by, I would say, Jerks.
JRX.
Dragon Ball FighterZ was won by Chris G.
Oh,
Nice work.
Okay, who else was in
Chris
there?
G, 2nd place Jace, then Lord Knight, Coach Steve.
Okay. No,
That's
like
cool.
Hook and God was not there.
Does
then.
not appear to be.
Okay.
BB Tag was won by Rhino. Boom got 2nd. Flux got 3rd. That's cool. Rev 2 was won by Blaze. DOA 6 was won by Excalibur Blaze.
Nice. Okay.
Under Night and Birth was won by Boom. Pokken Tournament run by Roxo Garchomp.
Okay.
All right. MKXL was won by Burrito Voorhees. Nice work. The last tournament before MK11.
Shout out Stefanta7686. Yeah, I know, right?
And Terra Crush won Virtua Fighter 5.
Okay.
I tried looking for the Michigan Masters results and I didn't see it. I guess I can just read off who won off the Smash GG, but I didn't find like a bigger write up about it, unfortunately. And some of the tournaments are even still in progress, so I
Oh no.
I didn't watch, so
okay,
I'm not sure what happened. But Des won Dragon Ball FighterZ, Deb won Guilty Gear Xrd, Rev 2. Tekken 7 was won by Enoch, BB Tag
Street
by
Fighter
LTL, in progress.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Under Night was won by Squish,
Oh,
Caliber,
of course.
Kugui. There's a lot of games here.
Yeah.
Beta Dude won in Central Fiction, and so on.
Oh, SFE wasn't a big turnout. I see.
I wouldn't expect.
Where was the Climax of Night announced? So
It was
Climax, it was at Michigan Masters, right? So Climax of Night was the French bread tournament last year, run by Shinobi, and he even said in the closing speech he wasn't sure if he was going to do it again. Then it got announced for Evo, and he was like, "Well, damn." And so it is now going to be coming back October 26th through 27th. I think it's that weekend.
Sounds right.
Which is risky because I know that's around Canada Cup weekend. So I would hope. But at this point in time, it's like impossible. Like everything is coinciding with everything. There's nothing we can do about it anymore. So
Only so many days.
yeah, exactly. But Climax of Night is coming back late October, the French bread specific tournament, and that's awesome. Let's just keep the Under Night train rolling here, because everybody's discovering how great it is right now. Oh, it's a different weekend. Good. Glad to hear. So we'll get to it, Ansu. We'll get to it. We didn't realize that happened, and we'll get to it.
We'll definitely watch.
Which is, of course, the Joker reveal. We'll try to watch it during the break or something like that. So.
And James Chen, the Persona expert, will have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, enough about that, I guess.
Okay.
I heard a lot of good things about the tournament. It sounded really fun. It sounded like it did a great job at including people and making it feel like it was an inclusive environment. That's super great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shout outs to them.
Awesome. Okay. Then I guess let's take a quick break because there were a couple of more events.
There were.
The ones that I went to.
Yep.
Which is all about Super Turbos.
Okay.
So we'll get into that once we come back from the break. So be right back, guys.
Oh, Tokido, you're so hot. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And I wonder if that makes everybody if they see it like Katana's hot and then looks just like Tokido, people are like, oh, dang. And then make them have to think about it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Look at him. I mean, it's a pretty face.
It is a pretty face.
I am currently eating a cutie.
Ow, stop biting me, David. Cutie orange tangerines are very good, though. That's why when Justin put oranges in F tier on his tier list, man, I'm so mad.
Here's what I think happens for that. I think Justin puts a lot of things that he actually believes, and puts some things that are obviously wrong. just to be controversial enough to like create social media engagement. I think it's about clicks.
Yeah. It's smart. It's
a genius move.
He put out his Disney tier list just now, and he's definitely wrong on a lot of those things.
Disney tier list out?
Yeah, if Emperor's New Groove not being an S tier is just the mistake of all mistakes.
What? That's a great movie.
He put it like as a C tier or B tier or something like that, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Right? Emperor's New Groove is definitely
what
S
an absurd thing
It's
to
like
do.
one of the greatest Disney movies of all time, right? And then, of course, the thing about it is if I put out a Disney tier list, everybody would get mad at me, too, and feel like I'm trolling when I put Hercules clearly in F tier, because that movie is a piece of garbage.
I haven't seen it in such a long time. I don't recall loving it, but
that movie is so
I haven't seen
awful.
it in a long time.
So everyone's going to get mad at me about that one. So
thanks for the subscription, Paratestes. Dang, 28 months in a row?
He always waits till the commercial breaks to redo it. It's like he doesn't want to be like on the actual... Like,
isn't that just something that happens?
I don't know.
I think so.
Dude, Hercules is literally like the second worst Disney film.
Okay, what's the worst?
Chicken Little, free. That movie is god awful. Like that movie needs to just Disney has disavowed knowledge of that movie. Okay, that movie is god awful.
What about Song of the South?
Well, I mean, they've kind of had to disavow knowledge.
They've definitely disavowed that one.
But no, literally Hercules is terrible, dude. Zeus is a loving father in that movie. He is a loving father in that movie, and the movie starts with a bunch of muses singing about the gospel truth in Greek mythology. Like, come on. Megara and Pegasus are the most annoying characters ever. It's an Aladdin wannabe movie.
These are not the critiques that I expected.
Dude, I have so much respect for Greek mythology, and to see them butcher Greek mythology so badly is just unforgivable, in my opinion. So, yeah.
I still really like, this is not Disney, but I really like that Anastasia movie.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's so not historical. It's not even ahistorical. It's like anti-historical. But it's a good movie otherwise. Right. So even though I got a big hang up on history, but it's like a movie.
Dude, Hercules is just awful. The only good thing about it is James Woods. And now James Woods is psychotic himself, so it's like it's hard to even get behind that. So Mulan is clearly S rank, dude. Mulan is like one of the best movies.
All right, we can come back
Stitch
live.
is a great movie.
Good one.
Lilo Stitch. Aladdin. Here's
a lot
here's
of
the other
movies.
problem,
That's going to be
too.
hard to tier. I got to look at this list.
I
got caught.
I'm going to say this
caught by
right
the
now,
Justin
and then
tier list.
everyone's going to get mad at me, too, but Lion King is also hugely overrated. All right, let's come back.
I want to make clear that the previous opinions do not reflect the Ultra Chen show or Ultra David. They only reflect the attitudes of James Chen himself, also going by Justin Chen at this point, or maybe James Wong.
Yep, there you go.
With your purposely wrong opinion to try to get extra social media engagement.
Three Caballeros was an interesting movie. Definitely
I like that one.
So. Yeah, Pixar. I mean, that was the other thing too, is that Justin included Pixar in his tier list,
Okay.
and I like to keep them separated from each other because Pixar and Disney are like different kinds of studios. So there you go.
There's almost no bad Pixar movie.
I mean, Cars 2, Cars 3.
Honestly, as I was saying that, I was like, Cars, and that's why I said almost no bad Pixar.
I mean, Cars 3 is probably my least favorite Pixar film.
Yeah, I mean, who would disagree with that?
Yeah, I didn't like the message in that one, especially as a tournament person.
Yeah.
You've seen Cars 3, right?
I've seen all the Cars, yes.
Yeah, as a tournament goer, like to have someone just like come in and all of a sudden be like amazing with nothing. And
I mean, I don't know that that's my biggest critique, but yeah.
Cars 2 is pretty bad.
Those are not great.
Very bad.
Anyway, what happened over the past couple weeks? You said that you were traveling 19 straight days except for just 3?
Yeah, so that was NCR. Then I came home for 1 day, and then I went to Spain for FightCade Offline Festival. Came home for 2 days, and then went to Free Play Arcade in Arlington, Texas for the Spring Series for more Super Turbo.
Dang.
So I traveled for 2 Super Turbo tournaments.
That's awesome.
One to Spain in FightCade Offline, and then one to Free Play. And man, you don't understand. After those 2 weekends coming back home, all I want to do is just turn my channel to a Super Turbo channel now.
Why not?
I just want to like preach the gospel of Super Turbo forever because God, that game is just the best game. It is like clearly the worst fighting. It's the best worst fighting game ever in existence, basically. You know, because there's so much wrong with that game, but it just because of that, it's so good. It's just like I said, the way that Super Turbo is played is just it's no other fighting game plays like it. It's weird.
That's true.
It's really, really weird. You know. I mean, even when you try to get into that stupid discussion of like what feels like a true Street Fighter game, the Street Fighter 2 series feels different than everything else.
They all feel different.
Yeah, they all feel very
all
different,
very
from each other. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. I mean, I love the way that War Destroyer puts in the chat that Super Turbo was the last raw-ass Street Fighter. And it just is. It's about you just choosing to do what you want to do at that time. It's like I said, frame data doesn't matter, and I believe that because even if you're -1, you're throwable, you're throw punishable. Everything is plus on block, right? Some moves have no recovery frames at all. You know, it's that, and then the pushback on block on everything is so significant that a lot of times the frame data doesn't matter, right? Like Rekiken is clearly negative on block, but like nobody can do anything about that if you distance it right? Yeah. And so the game is just this pure emotional kind of like you just do things, and it's such a fantastic game. Excuse me. And I love it. But, man, these two events that I went to, talk about two labors of love here. And that was the other thing that was great about it, too, is I got two completely different scenes with their labors of love for this. So, obviously, the first one that I went to was Spain.
Where in Spain?
So, here's the interesting thing. I flew into Madrid, and I had to take the train 2-3 hour train ride to a city called Tudela.
Okay.
So that's right next to Murchante, which is where the actual event takes place. Now, keep in mind, they don't explain their train system very well there. Let me tell you that, okay? So I got there. I got on the right train. I didn't get off on the station that I was supposed to get because I didn't realize there was a transfer that I needed to take at any point in time because nobody told me.
Okay.
So I went the wrong way. I went back, got to the train station, got there in time, but it was the wrong ticket. So I had the ticket for the 6:30 train. I was trying to get on the 7:30 train, and they're like, you can't get on this one because your ticket's for the 6:30 one. You can't upgrade because it was bought during a promotion. So you have to buy a whole new ticket. So I had to run out of the train station and in 15 minutes try to find the place to buy the ticket, to buy a new ticket so I can get to Tudela. And it took me 15 minutes to find the ticket place. And then by the time I bought the ticket, it was too late.
Dang.
So I had to buy a ticket to go to Zaragoza instead.
Oh, cool.
And then a bunch of guys on their way from Barcelona to Tudela came by and picked me up from Zaragoza. Shout outs to Poff and Chispes and to Jordi Ross for picking me up from the train station. So I managed to get to Tudela/Murchante at the very, very end of the day after a long, like 30, 40-hour day of travel, dude.
Yikes.
Dragging all of my luggage around train stations and stuff like that. It was kind of painful.
That's awesome, dude.
And Eric Gamer in the chat was in the train station with me trying to get on the 7:30 train, and he felt bad because he saw my tweets after I had missed the train already. He's like, I totally would have helped. And I was like, dude, if you tried to help me, you would have missed the train too. So it's okay. It's okay.
Thanks for the subscription, Poogas81.
Excellent Young, the Nav Arcade guys flew me out there. They flew me out there for that, and the way that they said was that the city of Murchante, you know, he told them that a famous guy was coming, and so they said, okay, we'll help cover his flight so he can talk about the city of Murchante.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Was that you?
That was me, strangely enough. Yeah, I know. You had TMF and TZW there, the two people who did the motion the game captures for High Score Girl, and I'm the famous guy. I mean, that's crazy, dude.
That's
it's
so
crazy.
cool, dude. You were flown out with city funds.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, so talk about Murchante.
So it was crazy because Murchante is a village of like 4,000 people. Like that is it. It's like 5 streets, and like Murchante, that's it. All right, so I get there and we're driving around. It's so like I don't mean old as in bad, but like it's old. It's obviously been there for a long time.
Cool.
The streets are really small.
Cool.
The building, the architecture is clearly very old. And we pass by this theater and we stare inside the door, and there's like 70 candy cabs in there with arcade stuff blaring on there. It is like the biggest anachronistic kind of thing.
That's so cool.
You know, it was like so crazy. Yes, historic. Thank you, C60 Jam. It was a very historic, very small town city.
Yeah.
And so you go there, but then what happens is like because Rocco, the guy who runs it, is like really well known in the city and everything like that, they just said, okay, you could use the theater for this event. Go for it.
That's so cool.
And so, yeah, they literally did that. And, you know, you walk in there, and you're just walking into a Japanese arcade.
Okay.
Because it is just windy cabinets versus city cabinets, you know, all the different cabinets, the egrets for the shmups, right? Because it was half fighting games and half shmups, okay? That's what it was. In fact, more Japanese people flew out for the shoot 'em up games than for the fighting games.
Whoa.
Like 5 or 6 or 7 Japanese guys flew there just to play the shoot 'em ups there. Because they just had so many shoot 'em up cabinets over there, and then in the middle was all the fighting game cabinets.
I don't know anything about the shmup scene, but is it organized in the kind of way that the FGC is?
I'm not sure.
Not that we're organized, but you know what I mean. Like
I mean,
an
it's
entity.
Just,
I don't know anything about it.
What they love.
That's so cool.
And so because Rocco has like a bazillion shoot 'em up cabinets and has them all on free play, not that it matters for these guys because they all beat them in 1 credit anyway because they're just insane at these games. They had some exhibitions where they showed the guys just like bullets everywhere, and it's like whatever. And you're like, what the hell? But then, like I said, then there was at least 5 head-to-head Super Turbo cabinets there. Like Windjammers was there. They had a Third Strike machine. They had all this stuff. And man, I was just like sitting there. I was like, I want to live here. He had Darius Burst, which is the 2 giant sit-down widescreen side-scroller shoot-'em-up game. He had a Sega Daytona, a 2-person Sega Daytona racing game, sit down there.
Wow.
2-person Sega rally game, the Sega the Ferrari racing game with the 3 monitors there.
Okay.
And he owns all of these cabinets. He just owns all these cabinets, and they're in a warehouse in Murchante for the majority of the year. And they just sit there. And like 3 times a year, like he'll invite people to go play there. And then one time he does FightCade offline. And, you know, Puff and Jordy Ross, a.k.a. Shine, Spanish Shine, who picked me up, are the 2 guys who created FightCade. They literally created, like, we were in the car, and I was like, I heard the guys who created FightCade are going to be here. No. And Puff was like, it's me and Jordy here. I was like, oh, what the hell? Oh, my God. So they're the guys who created FightCade. They told me the story that they just played on GGPO. GGPO kept going down, so he created his own like server. I mean, these guys are genius programmers. Darksoft was there. Darksoft is the guy who created that board that you can attach to a CPSB board and load the ROMs onto there, so you can play any CPS2 game on there. He's there. He's done a bunch of the emulation work. He was there as well. So it's like all these guys are just like genius programmers, and they just like have all the greatest technology and stuff like that. And they're all just here, all sit there to play Super Turbo. And literally, like, we had 2 players from Italy come out there, Biolo and Spinal Blood. Amazing players, by the way. Amazing Dalsum and new Sagat player coming out there. We had Zaragat from France, Soon from France. There was a couple of other French players there. I was the only American player there. Okay, so I was the only American player. But, like, from all over Europe, these guys are coming to play. And it was just, like, it's so cool. And, like, everybody there is just bonding over this game. They all know each other. And it's just this family atmosphere, you know. Even though when we play, we just want to kill each other super badly. Of course, you know, it is super awesome.
How was the food?
So here's the thing, right? So here's the tricky thing. It's like I went there, everyone's like, you got to try the paella. Oh, here's this crazy pork. Whatever. We're in this village called Murchante, and literally there's like 3 restaurants there. So you just don't get the opportunity to try the different kind of things. In fact, I went to the same restaurant like twice in one day because it was the only one that was open, and it's for like retirees. Like it's like literally the name of the restaurant is like the retirees.
Wow.
And so we walked in there for dinner and there's like all these young people. And it's
Yeah.
kind of looked kind of weird. But my favorite thing was there was this interesting juxtaposition though. When we all went there for dinner, and poor guys, I mean the restaurant people were like, shit, where are these guys coming from? But off to the side of the table were 4 older gentlemen, maybe not even that old, maybe like 50 or something like that, but they're playing card games. And they're getting super hype about it, and they're like talking shit and all this stuff like that. And I'm just sitting here looking at this table of like 30 Super Turbo players, and I'm like, little do they know that we are the exact same thing. And it was one of the most fascinating juxtapositions in my mind when I was looking at it. And it was actually really, really cool. So. But like I didn't get a chance to eat a lot of stuff. Although I will say that one day I went back to my hotel and just ordered a hamburger. And what the hell is with Spain and their hamburgers? Their hamburger came and it was like this big.
Really?
Like, I was just trying to order a small meal, and the hamburger with like an egg and like all this, it's like gigantic. And like eating it was just like, it was like an exercise and just like, it was like finger paints. Like by the time you're done with it, because you have condiment sauce all over your finger. The thing was gigantic. It was crazy.
That's funny, man.
It was really, really crazy, but it was good. It was good, but the problem is some bad Spanish French bread cut the roof of my mouth earlier in the weekend, and it hurt to eat things after a while. But I'll tell you this right now. The Super Turbo there was really great. It was really, really, really awesome. And, you know, I mean, I will say, like, I feel like the Spanish scene there has a lot of growth to do in terms of, you know, just the quality of play there.
Okay.
But, you know, they're there and they're getting better. And there were some players who were, like, really good with Zangief who they were like, yeah, he only started last year because of this event last year. Recent player. Yeah, and so 1 year later, he's here in the tournament and he's killing people with Zangief and stuff like that. There was also one player from the UK as well, Vile Island, who actually helped me a lot. He's a Kami player. And he, like, the way that I described it is that if there's a spectrum, like, from, like, super, like, careful and footsie based and everything, and just, like, pure, unadulterated wildness, like, here's Vile Island is here.
Okay.
I'm here, and Silent Scope is right here.
Yeah.
And just watching him, like, I fought Zaragat, the French Chun-Li player, and I just died to him. I could not beat him. And then Vile Island played him, and he was going 50-50. And I was like, what is happening here? And I would just watch him, and he would just, like, empty jump over uppercut. He would just walk up uppercut. And, like, the hooligan out of nowhere. And, like, he was going even. I was like, huh. And so, like, I actually learned a lot watching that. Okay. I actually learned a lot watching that, so much to the point that I didn't realize this. They entered me in the tournament. Like, I was going there just to hang out and just have fun, right? They entered me in the tournament. I got 5th place in a 60-man tournament.
Okay.
There were 60 people at this tournament. And I got 5th place, okay? I only lost to Biolo, the Dalsum player, and to, who else did I lose to? I think I lost to, I lost to Spinal Blood. So I lost to the 2 Italian players. So I only lost to the Italian players, right? But top 8, get this, was TMF and TZW from Japan, the excellent Zangief player and the excellent Guile player. And TZW is exactly what you think he is. He's just doing all the fancy combos, like he's not even moving and whatever. And TMF, the Zangief player, greatest Zangief player, like one of the greatest Zangief players. When Ultra Street Fighter 2 first came out, he was like on the top of the leaderboard. But so you've heard of the Hajiki screw, right? Sure. Which is the spinning pile driver technique where you use the spring of the joystick to get the fastest SPD possible. When you see it in person, it is like magic.
Ooh, okay.
Because he's just walking up, and then his hand just leaves the controller, and he just SPDs the guy.
Interesting.
And it is the weirdest looking thing, and it is so fast.
I've never seen anybody do it in person.
It's so fast. I cannot even describe it. It's just like, boom, and then just like grab them, and I'm like, there's no way.
It's just with a regular like Sanwa or Seimitsu or whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever the joystick is in the cabinet.
Doesn't have to be like a special American stick with a heavy spring or whatever.
No. It has to be the Japanese one that they do it on. And TMF even said that if he plays on a joystick that doesn't have the ability to do that, then he won't try.
For sure. Okay.
He just does the regular one, but it's crazy.
That's so cool.
And it was those 2 guys in 1st and 2nd. So TZW won because Guile versus Zangief was a shitty matchup, right? Regardless of how good Ono could possibly be, you know, it's like, anyways, it's a high score goal reference. So they got top 2 spots, and then Zaragat from France got 3rd spot. Spinal Blood got 4th place. And then I tied with, I think it was Biolo in 5th place. So, you know, you can already clearly see that there was only one Spanish player in the top 8. And that was Zax, who was their they called them their Daigo, because he is just old school. And this is like, he just came back for this. So he just came back for the FightCade offline stuff. So he was very, very good player from back then. And I beat him.
Okay.
Just saying.
Took out the local hero, huh?
Got the local hero, yeah. And that's how I got into to 5th place. But there was only one Spanish player in the top 8. So they've got a lot of work to do to get to that level. But, you know, it was really fun. It was really great. And I got to meet TZW.
Yeah, that's super cool,
Like,
man.
this is a guy, like, I don't know if people at home realize how much this guy has influenced me. Because I was a combo guy back in the day, and then we used to watch those third-hand VCR tapes that had terrible tracking. You could barely see it, and I would watch the combo videos, and I would just be like, this guy's nuts. I could do this. You know, I was that guy, right? And so much to the point that when I graduated college and got a job, the first thing I bought was a capture device.
Yeah.
It was
That
like
was
the
rare
first,
at the time.
it was like
Nobody had that.
First frivolous thing that I ever bought was a capture device so I could start doing Alpha 3 combos.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started doing combo videos. And I was making Alpha 3 combo videos, and that just led to all the CBS 1, the CBS 2, eventually to the 2-hit combo video and all that stuff like that. So the fact that I was able to meet TZW over there was
Super
amazing.
Cool,
it was super, super
Very
cool. And, you know, shout outs to TMF and TZW, both of them. They were both super cool and everything. And it was just such a fun trip.
Yeah,
it was
man.
just great.
It sounds like a great time.
To have all these guys just playing Super Turbo and loving Super Turbo to death. And shout outs to Yoga Boy 2X. He puts out the Super Turbo newsletter every week.
Right.
He was in Spain as well.
Oh, dang, wow.
The reason why I bring him up is because I saw him the next weekend in Arlington. Yeah,
I watched some of that stream, and I saw him on that stream. So I thought that was gonna be the transition. He went to both though.
Yes, he went to both.
That's amazing.
And it's funny because like I was saying goodbye to everybody in Spain. I was like, oh, it's good to see you. And I saw Yoga Boy. He's like, I'll see you in 4 days. And I was like, okay, sure enough.
That's funny.
Yes, this was all streamed. But before I move on to the free play arcade one, I just want to say that. Honestly, shout outs to Rocco, because like what he's doing out there and what Poff and Jordy Ross are doing to maintain FightCade. I mean, they said the servers in France, they're just paying it for it out of their own pocket just to let people keep playing FightCade online. And they're just doing it because it's just something that, and you know, when they set it up too, they got Tony Cannon's blessing too. Like, because Tony Cannon, the GGPO kept going down. He was like, hey, at first they put it up just whenever GGPO go down. They would hold up a new server, they would play there. Then word kept spreading about it. More people kept playing it. And then eventually more people was on it than GGPO because GGPO kept going down. So he messaged Tony Cannon, was like, hey, is it cool if I leave this up? He's like, yeah, as long as you just call it something different. He's like, I don't care. And so they did, and they left it up, and now they have FightCade. And they have a Patreon and everything. They have a FightCade 2, which actually less people actually use than the actual original FightCade, even though they feel like FightCade 2 has a lot of better improvements. But, you know, it's just,
I never tried it.
Yeah, so it's a lot of really, really, really cool stuff. So
that's cool, man. It sounds like a really nice trip.
So shout outs to that whole scene out there in Europe. It was really, 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 really cool. So.
Did you get any time to see other stuff, or was that just not on the docket?
I did not get a chance because the thing about it is Tudela is also very, very small. Tudela is very small as well, so I just didn't get a chance. I couldn't really leave my hotel room and get a chance to do much. And plus I was kind of sick, so I just wanted to sleep as much as I could. So unfortunately, I did not get a chance to do that. So
I had a cousin who moved to Spain, and I remember her talking about Navarre, which is I guess where that city is. But I looked it up, and it's not. I guess they moved to. Her husband is Basque, and they became Basque music stars.
They came. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
It's a weird story.
Interesting.
My cousins moved from the U.S. to northern Spain / southern France and became a Basque music star.
That's awesome, actually. That's actually kind of cool.
That's a story about Spain. I've never been to Spain, though. I'd love to go.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, I just had a great time there. A lot of the guys there could speak English and everything like that, so it was great.
I don't remember the name of their band. I'll ask my dad, but I don't remember.
Yeah, and then sure enough, I come home for 2 days, and then I fly out to Arlington, Texas, in
Yeah.
the Dallas-Fort Worth area for another Super Turbo tournament. And this one is the Free Play Arcade Spring Series, which Eugene and Tanya have told me, El Trouble and Killer Miller have told me about before in the past because they've been there before. And just how amazing fun it was and everything. And then they hit me up. They're like, you want to come out and do commentary for us? And I was like, for Super Turbo? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this. And so I ended up going out there, and $10,000 pop bonus for this. Brought out 120 competitors for Super Turbo, including Damn Die, including Afro Legends, including Yoga Boy from Spain, right? Eugene and Tanya were out there. Silent Scope made it out there. And then 4 players from Japan who were out there the previous year. That is how much they enjoyed it. All came out again this year, which was Matsun, of course, the Ken player who always supports USST, Yaya, the new Sagat player, Murasaki, the amazing Dictator player, and Odo-chan, who many consider the best Super Turbo player in Japan. Right? So they all made it out there. There was supposed to be a 5th player, Tsuji, but his dad passed away like the day before he was supposed to fly out. And we did have a moment of silence at the venue for him and everything like that. So it was really, really a shame. I was really sad about that and everything like that. But obviously, we all gave him our prayers and our thoughts and everything like that. So unfortunately, he couldn't make it. But the other 4 Japanese players made it out there. There was a player named Balcork from France who also made it out there. And dude, players came from everywhere, and it was, the level of play here was like ridiculous. Like it's on like this crazy level. And back-to-back weekends of just seeing the love for ST like that, just really, this game just needs to come back.
As I was watching there were people who were playing on stream. There was a 13-year-old who was on stream.
Penelope, yes, 13-year-old
somebody
girl.
else who was
Max, who was an
mid-teens
11-year,
or something, or even younger. Okay.
Matt was an 11-year-old boy who was getting reversal flash kicks out all day.
Yeah, that was very cool to see, like a next gen kind of thing. But even on top of that, there were lots of people who you were commentating with were saying, oh, they started playing last year, or they started playing 2 years ago. Or
not only that, they have a kids tournament there every month that you have to be younger than like 15 or something to play. They say Penelope just runs over everybody in that tournament. But they do that to encourage people to get in there and play. So they're actually teaching kids how to play Super Turbo. And it's crazy,
That's
dude.
awesome.
It's really, really cool.
That's such a good community kind of thing.
Dude, and I kept joking that I wanted to live in that theater in Morchante, right? But after I've gone to Free Play Arcade, that's where I really want to live. Because let me tell you about this free play thing. And again, obviously they flew me out there, so it sounds like maybe I'm just saying this because dude, the one in Arlington at least is a nice big venue space. They got a big old bar. They've got a really, really good quality kitchen. They make like little pizza breads and like grilled cheese sandwiches and stuff like that in there. But it's $10 to get in, and it's free play for the whole day. Okay? You can leave and come back as long as you keep the wristband on your hand for that day. You can go and leave, go home, and come back later at night. $10 free play, okay? And it is all old school games. So the reason why, for me, in particular, this was just like heaven. It was because they had like Dig Dug, they had Mappy, they had Journey, they had Crazy Climber, they had like Moon Patrol, they had Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. They had dude, these are all games that I grew up with. And so I'm just sitting there playing these games on free play. Discs of Tron, they had freaking Discs of Tron, which is like they have a leaderboard for scores on all 3 of their locations, soon to be 4 locations. I kept joking I want to franchise one here in Southern California, but then Watson would get mad at me. But in any case, but like I went and played Disc of Tron. I definitely destroyed their record already, and I played badly too. So if I sat down, I could have really just like put the screws into that score. So let me tell you about me and Discs of Tron. Okay. Let me tell you, I'm like one of the pros at that game. But seriously, like the old school games there, and then just the side of all ST cabinets. It's like
How many cabs?
They had 5 cabinets total for ST. They had like 2 Third Strike cabinets. They had one for like Street Fighter 4. They had one that was set to KOF. Because not only was ST Play there, but they had a UMK3 side tournament. They had a KOF 11 side tournament. They had like all the like.
Oh, I did see that's right.
And Third Strike had a $1,500 pop bonus. The other 2 had a $1,000 pop bonus. Dude, it was amazing, dude. It was so great. And this is free play in Arlington, Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Like, literally, I want to go back. Like, I just want to fly out there and spend a weekend hanging out in the free play arcade and just playing old games and everything like that. And all the ST machines were candy cabs. Yes, the ST machines were all the Japanese versions.
Style.
All Japanese styles. Everybody was playing on Japanese style out there. So it was really, really cool.
Wow.
And again, they have 2 more locations. I heard the Denton one is like $6 to get in because it's much smaller.
Oh.
But like, dude, it was just like, and they said that some of the other locations had like Dragon's Lair and stuff like that.
Really?
And I was like, I wanted to go there just to play the Dragon's Lairs, dude. You don't even understand. So
I haven't seen that in forever.
But 110 people.
That's awesome.
4 brackets of 32 men, 4 pools of 32 men, and the way they set it up was that 6 people made it out of each pool to make a 24-man semifinals pool.
Okay.
So it was 2 out of winners and 4 out of losers, basically, right? If it were not for that, I probably would not have made it out of my pool, but I did make it out of my pool.
Who was in your pool?
My pool had Matsun was in there because he sent me the losers bracket, right? Yeah. Whole bunch of people were in there. I think El Trouble was in my pool. A whole bunch of good players. I didn't run into a lot of them. I did make it out of my pool, and a lot of people said like I was like the hypest thing of that pool because I was like doing some crazy stuff. I fought Rekaken, Jim Seijas, super old school player.
Name, yeah.
He went up 2-0 on me, and then I came back all the way and won the last 3 games in a row. I fought E to the NG, who played Bison and destroyed my Cammy first game, so I switched to Ken. And I beat him with my Ken.
Cheap Ken.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really exciting. And,
cool,
obviously for me it's exciting because 2 tournaments in a row I actually did pretty well in Super Turbo.
Definitely
I
cool.
lost to Tanya in the semifinals, but
nice work.
Cammy Honda, not fun.
You didn't play Ken?
I played Cammy twice first because I had gotten so much better at fighting the matchup. I wanted to see how I progressed. I won the first game.
Okay.
And then she beat me once, and then I tried Cam again. She beat me. Then I went to Ken. I won the first game, so it came down to the last game. She beat me in the last game.
Okay,
so,
all right, yeah. That's understandable.
Yeah, but I really want to see how my Cammy was progressing against Honda because I'm doing cross-ups now.
That helps.
Dude, I kept going to Silent Scope and I'm doing cross-ups now. Aren't you proud of me? Aren't you proud of me? It was crazy.
I've been telling you that forever.
Well, because like I said, like I told everybody, I practice cross-ups against the Shodos because I always just practice training mode against the standard characters. And in case people don't know, the reason why I say Super Turbo is the worst game out there is because Super Turbo just doesn't work, right?
Yeah,
literally, if the screen is scrolled in a certain way, Cammy cannot cross up the Shodos.
Yeah.
They have used save states and actual text inputs, and they have jumped at every distance with every timing of jumping kick possible, and it will not cross up Ryu because of the way the screen is scrolled somehow.
I didn't know that was actually real. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's a real thing.
I mean, I remember people telling me, but
yeah, and so I actually was like, her cross up sucks. And I never tested it on anybody else.
Dang, dude.
And so I was fooled for years by this one mistake.
That's hilarious.
It is really, literally a messed up game. But, dude, again, it's just everybody playing there. It was so great. Last year, Afro Legends actually defeated most of the Japanese, and Odo-chun took first, and he got second. This year, it was not meant to be.
Okay.
However, the top 8 was pretty much... You would not be surprised by it, except for maybe one person.
Okay.
So the top 8 was the 4 Japanese players, right?
What was the order, though?
Of the winning, you mean? Oh, okay. So if we want to just go into who won, Odo-chun won. Blew up Murasaki in grand finals. That was like 6-0, and Murasaki at some points, you could actually see he had just let go of the joystick. He's like, I don't know what to do. Literally did not know what to do. Yaya got 3rd. Now, what's interesting is that Yaya knocked Odo-chun into the loser's bracket with his new Sagat versus Chun-Li. okay, which is not a great match for New
I
Sagat.
don't think so.
And then on loser's side, he played his Guile, which was his original character, for 2 games, lost, and then finally switched to New. And on commentary, I was like, why is he playing? Why didn't he go with the character that he won, that he beat Odo-Chun with? I was told afterwards that 11-year-old Matt, so he got paired up with Murasaki in the first round. And so they played a Guile mirror, so Murasaki could kind of show Matt.
Watched that one, yeah.
How to play Guile. So they played that, and Murasaki's just having fun, playing with him and everything like that. Right before losers finals, before he played Odo-Chun, he pointed at Matt and was like, "This is for you." And he played Guile against Odo-Chun to give him some Guile Chun-Li knowledge. I know, right? Isn't that? I'm sorry, Yaya. I'm sorry, not Murasaki. Yaya did that.
What a sweetheart.
Dude, talk about, like, I was just like,
oh, man.
I was like, holy crap. Like, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So Yaya literally was like, I'm going to play Guile.
Dang,
just for you.
That is so nice.
Yeah, I know, right? Of course, I'm sure the Japanese are probably laughing and splitting the pot on the way home.
Yeah,
but whatever, you know. Fourth place was Matsun.
Okay.
So, but then also in top 8 was Balcork, the Fei Long player from France.
Yeah.
And I think he got 5th place. And dude, that guy was cool.
He looked good.
Dude, he makes me want to play more Fei Long. But, you know, Fei Long has that Makoto factor.
Yeah.
Third strike Makoto factor. Well, when you play Fei Long, it's just, am I going to throw or flame kick you or chicken wing again? And you're just going to have to deal with this. And he did that so well, all the way to 5th place. Also in 5th place, no shock, Damdai. Damdai made it into 5th place. Him and Afro Legends are the 2 best U.S. players for the past 10 years, right? Yeah. So in 7th place, Afro Legends. Right? Afro Legends, what a shock. And the only reason why he was in 7th place is because him and Damdai had to play first round in loser's bracket, and Damdai won that one and blew up Afro Legends, actually. And Afro Legends said that he wasn't feeling it, so he just stuck with Balrog. He's like, I don't think I could have done the max with DJ, so he stuck with Balrog. And Damdai has cheap 50-50 unblockable Tatsus and stuff like that. So, and then the last person in 7th place, this was the shock, was Fromo.
Oh, that's so
from
cool.
Tucson, the Blanca extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Blanca, in this 110-man bracket, made it.
That's
and
amazing.
he was beating the Japanese players in casuals and stuff like that, too.
Wow.
I no longer feel bad for getting destroyed by Fromo one SoCal Regionals that I was playing against him. And I was like, what is happening here? Dude, that guy is ridiculous with Blanca. And I'm just telling you right now, proof that Cammy is the worst character in the game because the TMF got 2nd place with Zangief, you know, at FightCade Offline. Fromo got top 8 with Blanca.
So
nobody
Blanca got a 7th place, and Cammy got a 5th place?
Well, in FightCade Offline, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I mean, whatever.
Fair. Okay. But no, I mean, it was...
Anyway, that's really cool.
The tournament was so cool, and like just the matches were ridiculous. In fact, someone even sent me a clip on my last game versus Rekaken. Do you want me to play it here?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Okay, I'll just play this over here.
Put it on the thing.
Yeah. I'm just gonna... Someone just recorded it horizontals like on their phone.
Vertical.
You can see my emotion. You can see me literally like... So like, here, let me see if... where's the volume? There we go.
What? Crouching medium kick didn't combo into drill. What happened?
It doesn't, man. You can hear me hitting the buttons very loudly too because it's arcade. No anti-air James Chen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't uppercut my crouch medium kick. That's why it's so good. I think I got blown up this round here. No anti-air. The Ryu corner trap help. Oh, cheap hooligan.
It was too good.
It is too good. No anti-air. Oh, got hit by the okey doke. I'm so mad. Last game, last round. No anti-air. Good job, Jay. Hear me smacking those buttons, dude.
Smack him.
Woo! No anti-air.
0 for anything.
Yep. So bad.
Hey! Oh, you gotta win now.
Yeah, I win because of that anti-air for sure. So, yeah.
That was dope. That was dope. James, how was that?
Way too much work. Thank you. There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, so.
That looks like a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
like I said, I went down 0-2 again. That was my first match. I went down 0-2 against him, and then I had to beat him 3 in a row.
Okay,
so,
nice.
yeah.
Who was that against, you said?
Rekkaken, Jim Sejas.
Okay,
Jim Sejas. Jumpsuit Jesse was there,
I heard
too.
about that, yeah.
So a lot of the old school guys there as well. So just really, really cool. A lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
God, that game just feels so
That's
good
great.
to
I'm
play.
glad. That sounds like a really fun couple of weekends.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So,
Good, dude. I'm glad.
I mean, I really, really hope ST can keep growing, dude. Because the only sad part to me is that the FightCade Offline and the Spring Series are back-to-back weekends. Like, if we
Yeah.
could somehow just spread them apart a
not
little
ideal.
bit more and then make it so that, like, those two and Canada Cup and EVO and Combo Breaker are just, like, these stops for this crazy
Yeah.
ST tour. Like,
Oh,
it
that
would
would
be
be very
so cool. It would be so cool.
Very
so,
cool.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
Oh, man.
Well, that's really great.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So, great times.
That definitely looks like it.
Yeah. And shout outs to, again, all the guys out there. Shout outs to Jeremy, FBA Jeremy, who I did commentary with a lot there. I even did Third Strike commentary out there,
Ooh.
too. So, yeah. And,
Who won third?
Third Strike was won by Ryan. Actually, the guy who was on the Co-op Cup top 5, the American team.
Oh, American.
Yeah,
well, now
Ryan
living in Japan, Ryan.
Kugler, was it? I think his last name is. I can't remember what his name
Are you
is.
talking about Lead Blood Run?
Yeah. Let Blood Run, Ryan. He was there. He flew
Wow.
out from SoCal because he lives in SoCal now. Apparently,
Did he
he's in
move back?
Apparently, he's in San Diego now. or
That's where he
something
used to
like
live,
that.
but
Yeah.
okay. Wow.
So apparently, he's back, and so he
Dang,
flew
I
out
didn't know.
there. He won that. Exodus from the East Coast got second place. So and then Yuki got third place from Family Fun Arcade, the yo-yo expert. The literally the world champion yo-yo guy. He's won 2 world championships of yo-yo work. So
That's cool, dude. Yeah. It's funny. I used to play with Ryan. I drove down to San Diego a couple of times to play with him back in the day. I used to play with Exodus all the time because
Right.
he's in the Maryland area.
that's
I was
right.
in
That's
DC.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. And I, of course, played at Family Fun. So
Yeah,
shout out
I
to
mean,
old
Ryan.
people.
Ryan, of course, spent 4 years in Japan in the hyperbolic time
Yeah.
chamber. He was clear.
Is it only 4? I feel like it's been...
I heard it was 4.
4?
That's what
Okay.
they told me. But it was clearly he was at another class than
Yeah,
everybody else.
I mean, he won tournaments in Japan.
Right,
So he's super legit.
Yeah. So it's really, really cool. So there you
Dang,
go.
that's cool, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Brian X82 says, was great doing Third Strike commentary with you.
Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah. So he was Brian XP was the one that I was doing a commentary on Third Strike.
Very
as
cool.
well.
Nice work.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. They had a setup of 3 commentators at a time
saw
there,
that.
and it worked out pretty good.
Nice.
So it worked out really well. I did the ST commentary with FPA Jeremy and El Trouble.
Right.
So yeah,
Cool.
there you go.
All right.
So,
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
and as a result, like I said, I'm gonna try to do some more ST content on my stream. I think I'm finally
should.
gonna do the matchup breakdown of Guile versus Ryu and why that fight is like the greatest fight in Street
Okay.
Fighter history.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Yeah,
A
I
classic
might
for
actually
sure.
try to break that one down.
That's
so.
cool. Yeah. Every inch you step forward or back is a different match.
Yep, dude.
It's a good one.
It's the perfect match that explains how distancing is that
Yeah.
important in fighting games. So I'll probably do that like next week or something.
Cool.
So, yeah. The tournament was broadcast on. So the FightCade Offline was on 2X BCN. I believe it is 2X, as in Street Fighter 2X, Barcelona, like CN. I can't remember what the CN stands for, but that's what it was streamed on. And then the free played one was on Free Play Arcade, so twitch.tv/freeplayarcade. You can get those. However, Yoga Boy, not only is he apparently just a woman magnet,
Okay.
yeah, like apparently everywhere he goes, like it's just like women are just like, oh my god, because he's got that accent, the smile, dude. Yoga Boy's smile.
okay.
Let me tell you, dude. Let me tell you, when he smiles at you, you feel something
Okay.
different. Okay, But like he's apparently some crazy, like he doesn't sleep. He just like apparently he just like uploaded all of the pools matches like that night.
Nice.
On Saturday night, and like was just like, hey, I'll be up, I'll do that, and so he just like did all that
Wow.
stuff. So he's
Nice
apparently
work.
crazy. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, so videos are up on Free Play Arcade unofficial community group on YouTube. There you go. So they're on YouTube. Oh, BCN is just short for Barcelona. Okay, that makes sense. 2X Barcelona, BCN. There you go. Shout outs to Eric Gamer. Like I said, I met him in Spain as well. So
Yeah.
shout outs to him as well. So.
Cool. No, that sounds great.
Okay, sorry for me rambling.
I think
for
it's
an
been
hour,
it's
so,
super
yeah.
cool, dude. Yeah, I obviously had a really cool time. It's cool to hear about.
Cool. So do you want to take another break?
Sure.
Okay, when we come back, we'll talk about
What are we
this
doing?
interesting regional advantage topic that came up during the course of social media in the last week. So, all right,
I'll
be right
have
back.
my tier list up of best and worst places to try to get into fighting games. That's right. California's in C tier.
Okay, Justin
Please
Graham.
click my link.
Justin Graham. Okay. All right, we'll be right back, guys. We'll be right back. That's really cool because Free Play Arcade has some really modern pinball machines too. So it's not all old school games. Like I went to the. You doing ASMR here for people? I went to the Pinball Hall of Fame in Las Vegas. I go there every year after Evo, and they have one of the new pinball machines, which is a Batman pinball based off of the '60s TV show.
Oh,
It's a freaking great pinball machine. It's really well designed. The screen is all full color. It has all clips from the show and all that stuff.
but
Like,
it's new.
It's new.
Oh, very
And
cool.
like they have the announcer too. Like I don't know how if they got the actual same narrator guy
Yeah.
from the actual
He can't
show.
be around.
I don't know, but it sounds just like him. It's so cool. But the thing about it is that's at the Free Play Arcade as well.
Okay.
So when I go to the Pinball Hall of Fame, I go there and I'm terrible at pinball, so I die in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But then I go to there and it's free play, so I can just sit there and play it all day. Dude, it was
awesome.
so good.
Yeah, that
So
sounds
good.
cool.
Yeah.
You caught us both while eating/drinking, but that is a great line.
Yeah, Bugas typed in the chat, fighting games is something so great, dash Kitana.
A classic Katana quote.
Yep, exactly. Oh, that's hilarious, dude. Tokitana. I hope Tokido comes to tournaments with a face mask like this now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just needs to do that. I mean, that would fit Tokido so well. He would
would.
totally do something like that, too. Oh, man. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, by the way, that donate link on our screen doesn't work anymore, so I apologize.
Oh yeah.
I have to update that. Because our Ultra Chen TV site is just non-existent right now.
Correct.
We have to recreate it.
Tokido did play MK9. He played Noob Saibot.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Oh, man. But yeah, they had Qbert. I mean, like, even games that I didn't play that were old school, like they had, you know, Missile Command was there, they had Battle Zone, they had just everything. And they're all in great condition. And the guy said that, like, Tron and Discatron have a special controller that's like a special plastic controller, and they've actually gone and found like the original creator like company, and they still have the molds, and they created them like a bunch of molds, so they just have them all sitting in a warehouse somewhere, so if any of them break they can come and replace it and
That
stuff.
is cool. Jeez.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
All right.
I played some Popeye there, dude. I was good at Popeye too, so
Let's do it.
I
I mean, I don't know. Noob wasn't bad in MK9. He wasn't the top tier, but he wasn't bad. Also, you can't say Noob is usually ass or not, because there's only been two competitive Mortal Kombat games in history.
And Noob was only in one
He
of
was
them.
only in one of them.
Yep,
so.
exactly. So, all right, be right back. Oh, well, I mean, we're coming right back. All right, let's do this. Rip was really good at noob, right?
Rip was a good noob
at
player.
sci-fi.
He
He was
got,
the one that I remember watching play.
He got something like top 32 at Evo.
Yeah.
Ish, or somewhere
He was the
around
one that made me want to play him, watching Rip play him. So I'm actually really interested in him in MK11, especially if, spoiler alert, what you told me about Scorpion is true. So then again, I didn't really want to play Scorpion in the first place.
No, I don't
so,
think Scorpion's your character, to be honestly.
No.
I think you're better off. You've been talking about Johnny, Liu Kang.
Johnny, Liu Kang, Kung Lao is
Kung Lao,
another
you
one that
mentioned,
I
yeah.
like too. So
That all makes more sense to me anyway. Alrighty, so let's talk about regional advantage. This is a topic that blew up a little bit on the internet over the past week and a half.
thanks to Rob TV and Vicious.
Yeah, that's right. So Wednesday Night Fights last week, they talked about that on the stream.
Yeah, it was after the tournament was over.
Yeah.
Rob TV kind of made a pop off about something, and so Vicious kind of called him out and asked him to jump into and talk with him, and the two of them started talking about it a lot. And what really was that Rob TV was saying that if you live in California, especially Southern California, it is that much easier to become a success at fighting games than you are if you live anywhere else. It's either California or New York, right? And that the California players really can kind of like hoity-toity, just kind of do whatever and make it, kind of thing, right? And this really started sparking a big old conversation on Twitter, and everybody was talking about it. So a lot of opinions being thrown around there. So I know we've talked about it before, and I know how you generally feel about it. So what's your take?
My take is that Vicious would not be a commentator if he didn't live in Southern California.
Right.
I wouldn't be a commentator. I can't imagine you would have been either.
I would have.
You probably would have. We wouldn't have been able to. We are a product of the places and times that we've lived in.
Right, but this wasn't about commentators. This was about being a player.
It's the same exact thing.
Okay.
Maybe not as stark. Okay, maybe it's worse for commentators. But regardless of what you want to be doing in fighting games, it's easier to do if you live in California or New York, because regardless of what you want to do, it's easier to do in California and New York in almost everything having to do with entertainment, industry, finance. These are the places to do it.
Right. Yes.
I mean, that's not as stark in some things, but this is where the money is. It's where the biggest population centers in the country are, and that really makes a big difference. The highest areas of capital in the world are in California and in New York, so that's tough to get around. This is not a defense of that in any sense, but that's the reality of the situation.
Right.
And it's foolish to ignore that. And that goes both ways. I don't know that it's a point of pride, but it's something that benefits you if you live in California.
Right.
And you have to recognize that. That has to be, when you think back on your legacy and how you got to wherever it is that you did, you have to think part of that is because I happened to live where I lived when I did.
I mean, Justin moved out here for a specific reason,
exactly
right?
Yeah. And if you don't live in these areas, you can also think, and it's reasonable to do so, part of why I'm not doing X or Y is that I don't live in a place where it's a viable option. So that's not good, but that's how it is. How does it make things easier? It's not maybe that it's easy, it's that if you live in a certain place and time, it's an option.
Right.
And so, it may not be easy to follow through and get into the option and so forth, but it exists as an option for you in a way that it doesn't for lots of other people.
And so the opposite side of it, I think, the side where Vicious is coming from, and I do appreciate the where he's coming from as well, because you look at a lot of the SoCal players who do have a lot of talent here who don't get anywhere.
Sure.
Right? We've got players like ST Pinoy and Commander Jesse, clearly two of the strongest players, right? they're not getting anywhere right now. Like, they don't have the sponsors. They're not being flown all over the world right now, right? So the thing about it is, I think where the Californians are coming from is that they're offended by the fact that it sounds like that when you're in California, you don't have to put in the work, right? The whole concept is that, you know, the implication that Rob TV had was that you didn't have to put in the work. And he clarified later, he's like, I wasn't trying to say, that's not what I was trying to say. It's just like, you're just in a much better position, right? Hard work, for example, luck. I've always said that I don't believe in luck, right? And a lot of people get lucky, but hard work is usually just increases your chances that luck can affect you. You know, so it takes hard work to make luck benefit you, right? And, you know, you can kind of consider Southern California as luck. Right, so
you definitely should.
Right, so basically, living in California is going to give you those more opportunities, but it's still going to require that kind of hard work to be successful.
I guess I would phrase it maybe the opposite. I think that it takes luck for hard work to pay off, rather than that it takes hard work for luck to pay off.
They're definitely tied with each other.
Almost everybody, whatever. Most people work hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But see, I actually disagree with that.
I think most people work hard.
I actually think most people don't.
I certainly know people who don't work hard, and I'm one of them. I don't work hard. But
see, I don't work hard. Right?
I don't. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I should, but I don't. And yet I've ended up in this very nice situation for myself because I'm fantastically lucky. And that's what it is. I feel like it could be explained in another way. Maybe it's thanks to divine providence or whatever. You know, I mean, there's other reasons that people have used to explain why they end up in a fortunate situation in the past, and that's not me. I can't explain it that way. I think that's not sustainable. I think that's not something that makes any sense. It's luck, and it's luck in the sense that I grew up where I did, and I went to school where I did, that I had the family I did, that none of them got terribly sick, that they were able to provide for me and my brothers. Right. There's just a whole raft of luck.
Yeah, I mean, but see, at that...
For any of my work to at all lead to where I am.
Right. But, I mean, I think once you start getting into that realm, we're going way beyond anything that...
I basically think 90% of life is luck.
Yeah.
I think we're living in a world that is about luck primarily, and secondarily, it's, are you working hard? And if those two things are working out for you, then fantastic. But for most people, it doesn't, because luck is what it's about.
Yeah, a lot of it is just coming down to the environment you were born in.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
100%.
And that's where a lot of the politics come in, right?
Yeah.
That's where
this is not a good thing. This is not. I'm not trying to defend this as something I support. It's just something that I think describes the world, and I'd like to try to build a world where it's not as important, but it is important, and probably will be unavoidable at some point, right? You can't boil everything down. Somebody's going to get hurt in some way like this. You can't make it without luck,
right?
But it would be nice if luck was less important. Right now, it's mega important.
Right. But, talking about what Top Left Center is saying, he's like, part of this was people talking about driving hours to get the Wednesday night fights, but how many tournaments with that exposure and a 2-hour drive of me per year?
Zero.
But at the same time, I was just at 2 events, one that took place in a 4,000 population, village in Spain, and one in Arlington, Texas.
Sure.
That they have achieved that level through hard work.
Sure.
Right.
One guy owns 1,000 cabinets and happens to do so.
Right.
He knows the person who runs the city, and so they gave him a chance to do this.
So in that particular
condition,
that's
super lucky.
Right. In that particular condition, it is right. But if he didn't decide to do this, right? If you have the means you can do this kind of thing. If you can find the right people, you can get something like that to work. The free play arcade one is a good example of that as well.
Look, a lot of things are possible,
right?
But you have to describe them. Their likelihood, I think, is maybe a better way to put it. It's very unlikely that a small city in Spain, a small village in Spain, has somebody who does, unbelievably lucky, lucky.
Right.
So I don't know what you can learn from that other than, boy, it sure is lucky that dude's there.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like, though, that some people can overcome that with the hard work, though, because if you think that,
it's not because you play a role in your own life, okay?
Right.
Although I think life is mostly about
Because
luck.
if you're saying it's 90% luck,
Yeah, it's mostly about
then
luck.
it just feels like then we should just all roll over and die, right? I mean, literally,
No.
it feels like we should all just accept where we're at and we can't do anything about it.
No,
Because that's 90% luck. If
Yeah.
it's 90% luck, you literally cannot affect your life.
No, that's not true. You just can't affect it greatly.
Right, which means we should all roll over and die, basically,
because-
right?
No, it doesn't mean that. You still have to play a role in your own life, of course. If you don't do that, then whatever chance it is, say you're given the best hand in the world, there's still some percentage that you're going to screw it up, and you have to kind of follow through. Now, you don't have to work as hard to make that happen.
Right.
But yeah, I do think that life is primarily about luck, and simultaneously, that you play a role in your own life, you have agency, you can do things, but that's constrained in the sense of what is likely and plausible.
But I also feel like that's almost too defeatist, because what that does is it presents
feel
a
defeated.
world in which you now have an excuse not to work hard.
Well, I guess you can look at it that way if you'd like, but it's,
Right? Because there's so many people who have overcome the luck that they're born with to achieve success.
there are, that happens.
Yes.
Yes. And it's impossible to deny that it happens. It's not a large number of people in modern times. Upward mobility is low. It's not easy to do. And of course it happens. And so what we do is point to the examples where it does happen, because that's aspirational and you'd like to do the same thing. That's really tough. And even if you were to work very hard, it's unlikely. That's the exception. And you have to, again, this is not a defense of any of this stuff.
Right,
but you
right.
have to know what the system is that you're in if you'd like to change it or even try to live successfully in it. So yeah, I think that it's about luck, and it's the same thing when it comes to fighting games as anything else.
I mean, it's just an interesting philosophy, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, really, literally, then it just comes down to, like, should I care about what I'm doing? Should I care about anything? Or
Why
should
not?
I just
Here's-
let it luck make me do good things or make me do bad things? It's an interesting kind of philosophy. No, I'm not saying that it's a wrong philosophy,
Yeah.
because, I mean, one of my favorite quotes from Princess Bride, my favorite movie of all time, is,
Yeah.
life is unfair. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something.
Yeah.
Because it's absolutely true. Life is just not in your favor, right? Most of the
It
time.
can be.
Yeah, but if you're born
Unlikely.
into it, right? Exactly. But
It was for me. I got very
just feel
lucky.
like that there's still a lot that people can do to overcome that. I really do.
look-
A lot of people are going to get to where they are based off of luck, but I feel like a lot of people can work their way to the point where they give themselves more opportunities for luck to benefit them.
I mean,
Right.
you have to work if you want to be successful. It's
Right.
true.
I mean, because like one of the reasons why I got well
Not that
known,
categorical. It's better if you
one of the reasons why I got well known had nothing to do with my location, right?
Yeah.
It was me just writing FAQs
Totally.
and me just being of that scientific mind.
Sure.
So much to the point that when Vi was trying to run a stream, he was like, "You know a lot of information. Come
Totally.
jump on here."
You lived and went to school in Los Angeles in Southern California, one of the greatest hubs in the world of fighting games and entertainment in general, and you happened to live in a place that had successful arcades well beyond many, many other places in the world. You had access to the internet in a way that was not ubiquitous when you
Right,
began posting
right.
on the internet. There is a lot of luck in that story.
Yeah, there is, but it's still.
I don't mean to devalue your accomplishments
Right,
because
right.
you've done great things.
Right.
But you have to also recognize that there's a lot that's led into that is you, for sure, but also, boy, a lot of lucky stuff happened.
Yeah, I mean, again, the born situation is obviously it's just a huge factor in it. Because if you're born in a third world country, there's very, very little that you can do about it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still feel like that, if that's how we, like for me, my thought process is I guess if I had that philosophy, I would crawl into a hole and die. Like, I don't think I could survive.
Well, I guess I would say that it's lucky that you don't have that philosophy.
I guess maybe because like I'm not sure how people are supposed to process that.
I have
right?
that. I mean, that's how I view things, and the fact that I think that life is primarily about luck doesn't mean that I think it's exclusively so.
But
So
90%
I'm
is
involved.
basically as close to being exclusive as you could possibly want it to be, right?
There's 10% there.
But 10% is nothing, dude.
No, it's not
10%
nothing.
is absolutely nothing.
It's zero's nothing. It's just that it's mostly about luck. I don't think that's intention. I think it's totally legit to say that something's primarily about luck, but that hard work also has an impact.
So you don't feel like anybody right now who's successful in the fighting community did it through hard work? Then it's all luck.
Well, I guess that means what you mean. Depends on what you mean by did they do it. For them, the luck is luck, and it's not something that they did. Mm-hmm. So luck happened to them in a way that allowed a good situation to present itself. Right. Then, on top of that, they also worked in a way that benefited themselves. Right. Because they have agency.
Because, I mean, I guess the way that I see it is that, you know, even if you are born into a lucky position, there are so many people who don't take advantage of that position, right?
Sure,
in
that
fact,
for sure
the
happens.
Majority of the people don't take advantage of that position.
I don't think I agree with that.
And the people who do take advantage of that position, I feel like the ones who are born super wealthy and can stay wealthy through that is a very small percentage.
Of course.
Right? But then the people who are born in the lucky situation and take advantage of that, I feel like a lot of that does have to do with hard work.
I mean, look, if you have the hard work plus the luck, that's the best. Mm-hmm. That's the best. If you have a lot of luck and some hard work, that's better than having a lot of hard work and not much luck. Right?
So you don't think that if you're born in a particularly bad luck situation, that hard work can get you out of that?
I do think it can, yeah.
In a 90% luck world?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a necessary part of you getting out of that situation. But the luck, well, maybe not necessary. You can win the lottery, right? Like it's not impossible that you do it without luck, but without hard work. You have to have both. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to have both to get out of a situation, or barring outside situations like the lottery.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that I don't get statistics. It's I don't believe in statistics. I've had this debate with David about this before too. So, because my brother was a statistician, and what he learned in college is that statistics is like complete bullshit. Like all of it is bullshit. So, you can make statistics tell you anything you need it to. Because he was in so many studies that they just tweaked it enough to make it say what they needed to make it say.
That seems a little too much.
Because it's actually true. There's a lot of people do that. They could easily tweak statistics. In fact, there was a saying in the entire statistics field that was statistics is like the Bible. You can use it to prove anything. And so that's actually a thing in the statistics field.
Yeah.
And so when he was doing all the stuff for the doctor's work, they'd be like, take out these numbers, take out this, put this here, this is our statistics now.
I mean, you can be truthful either way, right? But I'm interested in what truthful statistics can show, not what statistics can show.
And that's the hardest part, is that how many truthful statistics are there? Well, there's not a lot.
I think there probably are a lot.
There's not a lot, unfortunately, so... Because, I mean, like, every time you see any political argument, everybody has a statistics that proves their argument, both sides.
Well, I mean, again, like, you can look into that and find what is supported or not. That's doable. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to put it. That numbers only lie when you don't look at all the numbers.
Right, exactly.
All the relevant
numbers. And nobody ever wants to show you all the relevant numbers. That's the hardest part, right?
I think this is too much.
But it's true, though. Whenever people present statistics, it's almost always presented from a biased viewpoint. That's how statistics work.
If you're looking in politics, I think that is true.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And most of the time when people are showing statistics, they're doing it as a means to an end. And so almost all statistics is always presented from a very biased standpoint.
Just in certain situations, not...
Yeah. Most of the 90% of the situations.
I don't think so.
90% of the situations.
Anyway, so to go back to the FGC aspect of this, I think that none of us in California or New York should pretend that we have done it all by ourselves. Whatever the percentage is, I think it seems unavoidable that luck is involved in that. However much you want to ascribe to luck is, I guess, up to you maybe. But for me, it's very high. But it's obviously involved.
Right.
It's not 0% involved. And if you're living elsewhere, luck is the same. It's maybe not working against you. It's not good luck. And it's the same kind of thing. You have better opportunities in places like like LA area, Bay Area, NorCal, New York City. There's a few others, but it's not a lot.
Yeah, for sure. trying to be in those other situations. Being in those cities definitely helps, right? And getting yourself as a chance to try to move out there is not an easy thing to do either. You can't just move out to California because California is like impossible to afford most of the time.
I wouldn't advise it, right? I mean, especially for something like fighting games, it may be a passion, but boy, it's not financially great to move out for fighting games. That hasn't worked out very well for many people. I know some people who have moved here and they've had success.
Right.
But I mean, it's not many.
And that is a great question there.
Context.
Is like C60 Jam asks, is more opportunities mean easier? I mean, if you buy 2 lottery tickets, you have a better chance of winning the lottery.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's easier. It's certainly easier. But if the question is sort of the more opportunities are available, the more likely it is that you'll succeed at one of them, right? So I think that's true. But that's not saying that it's an easy process in some absolute sense. Each one of those times you do have to do work, but you have all these more opportunities. So rather than living somewhere where you have maybe 1 opportunity or 0, you have a lot.
Right.
And you get to keep trying.
Right.
You get to keep trying.
So what do you say for people like Brian F., right? So he actually tweeted about this, and he was like, look, I just streamed every day.
Yeah.
I just streamed every day. I made it to final round. I had a great loss against Momochi. Yeah. And then now he's sponsored by Equinox, right? And he really tried to work really hard. Obviously, being born in the States, having access to the internet, all that stuff, blah,
attractive
blah, blah,
white
blah.
guy and so forth, yeah.
Attractive white guy?
You think that's not involved? I do.
I never thought about it. I never thought about it.
I definitely do.
I never thought about it. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
No, I think that's not irrelevant.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things. You don't think that's not involved? For me, it is. I know it. That's not to devalue other things that I've done, but I mean, it's not. You can be both an agent in your life and work, and also recognize that there's a lot of love.
Yeah,
a lot of luck.
I guess that's true. Okay. I never really thought of. I guess I've never thought of, like, tried to judge Brian based on looks, but you know. Now that you mentioned it, I mean, he's a nice looking white guy. Yeah. He is a nice looking white guy.
Brian has done a lot of work. He's smart. He's very funny. I like watching his stream. It's really cool. He's a great player. He's put in a lot of work to get there. Other things are also true.
Okay.
Yeah, he's charismatic for sure. Yeah, it's lucky that he's charismatic and lucky that he works hard. Lucky that he has a mindset to work hard. And that he has the free time to be able to stream regularly.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just tough. I guess just for me, like I said, it's like if I sat around and believed that luck was 90% of everything, that I just feel like I would give up on everything.
Why?
Because, like, I don't feel like anything I do affects anything anymore.
Well,
right?
you got a percentage there.
But see, that's the thing is, I feel like working hard is what affects a lot of your chances for luck, right? Like, I feel like, I was obviously born into a lucky situation.
Yeah.
Right? But I made a lot out of it. You know what I mean? And like I said, a lot of people are born in those situations where they don't make out a lot out of it. In fact, a lot of them even regress, right? But if at this point, if I believe 90% of the life is just luck, then I don't know. It's just like I'm not sure I can wake up and get out of bed tomorrow. Let's just put it that way, I guess.
I'm not saying that you don't have agency in your life, man. Those are not intention, I feel.
Like, I'm actually getting kind of depressed right now.
Yeah, if you want to call it 70%, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I feel 10% is a lot of your input, but if you need 30%, that's fine. I don't know.
And see, that's the thing.
Life is definitely RNG. But what if there's an asteroid right there about to crash?
Right,
you don't know.
But I mean, like, that's the thing,
you have
right?
to live life anyway.
If someone says it's like that, all of my hard work is irrelevant, that's terrible.
Why? It's not irrelevant.
But that's like someone saying to me in the chat. That's what it's saying. It's like, you have to realize most of your hard work is irrelevant.
Maybe most.
But see, that's the thing, right? Like, that's a terrible way to live life, right?
No, to phrase it that way is wrong. Your hard work is not irrelevant, but is it the most important factor? That's where I would bring in the most. Most of your hard work definitely matters, but it has to be in conjunction with luck.
Man, I don't know if I can live life anymore.
I don't know. I think it's fine.
I don't know if I can live life anymore.
Yeah. Well, maybe try to work to make it less luck-based.
Well, I mean, that's what I felt like I've been doing. Because
I don't just mean for you. I mean for the system to be less luck-based.
Right. Yeah. But like I said, that's what I feel like I've been trying to do. Right?
I think you've been trying to do that too.
Yeah.
So, what's different? Right? Well, I don't know what's different now.
I mean, because I already have a very bleak outlook on life. And this just kind of makes it worse at this point in time.
Well, my bad, dude.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know what I want to do anymore.
You should keep doing what you're doing.
What's the point?
Because if you don't do it, then your work is not going to be there to buttress your
What
luck.
if a meteor is right up here?
It might be.
Who the fuck cares at this point in time, right?
It's probably not.
Right?
But it might be.
And then why even work hard if it's just going to be luck that gives me success?
Because luck by itself maybe gives you success, but without hard work, very unlikely that it gives you success. Because your work matters. It just isn't the thing that matters most.
I mean, like I said, my biggest problem is that I'm already super, super down on myself and everything like that. And, and I'm mad at myself because I feel like I don't work hard enough, and I never feel like I'm good enough for anything. Now I feel like none of that matters.
No.
Now it feels like it doesn't matter anymore.
It definitely still matters.
How does it matter anymore?
It definitely still matters. Jeez.
How does it matter anymore? Oh, my God.
Oh, I didn't mean to cause you an existential crisis, but that's how I view things.
I don't think it's fair. I mean, obviously it isn't fair. Yeah. Life is never fair. But man, 90% is too much, I feel like. So
hey, it doesn't. Maybe it's not 90. Maybe it's 51%. Well, yeah. Anyway, what's going on in Sam's show? What's the next topic? Thanks for the bits. Woo!
Does it matter what the next topic is?
Yeah, it does.
Does it matter?
Uh-huh.
Do we even need to run this show anymore?
Yes.
Why are we even playing games
do.
anymore? Why are we doing anything?
Slim chance that we succeed at them. You can do it.
Hyperfighting is more balanced than actual life, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah. But we should try to change that. Hopefully we will at some point. Yeah, I mean, look, I highly agree with you. Oh, thanks for the bits on your ramen. Woo! And thanks for having watched an ad for each one of those 1 bits. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's not my contention that hard work doesn't matter. And I appreciate everybody who's watching. Thanks. That's cool. That's at the same time. Why not?
Okay.
All right. What'd you think about Darlie Dagger?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Does it matter anymore?
It does.
Darlie looks cool.
Yeah. I think she's got a cool looking sword.
You hate swords.
The sword itself is not what I think is cool. It's that it has the cool decal on it.
There's a decal on it?
Yeah, it's got a skull and crossbones design on it that I think looks nice.
Okay. I didn't notice it. I think I missed it because I was unlucky and I didn't see it.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just happy that I think a pirate character is a cool idea for that series.
Yeah.
I think it works out really well.
I agree.
So, and she's really, really cool.
Look, man, I'm sorry. I didn't think I was going to blow you up.
And the Chinese character is named Rui.
Okay.
Rui Xiang.
Okay.
It's not Rui.
Okay.
Please do not pronounce it Rui.
Duly noted.
It is Ray.
Okay.
In fact, you'd be better off just saying Ray. It's
Okay.
the closest way. If it's hard to say Ray,
Okay.
then just say Ray is
Woo it
probably-
is.
Wu Rei Shang. Or just call her Miss Daphne. Just call her Daphne. Because Rei Shang, which basically means, ironically, lucky fragrance. Rei is the word for lucky.
Yeah.
And Xiang is fragrance.
Okay.
But Rei Xiang together is Daphne, the flower Daphne. So you could just call her Daphne for short.
I didn't know Daphne was a flower.
Yeah, Daphne is a flower.
Okay.
So
That's
there you
cool.
go. Yeah. Yep.
Who was the other one? There was a third.
His name I can never remember.
It is Yashurama.
Yashurama. Yeah. He looks interesting.
Okay.
He looks interesting. I mean, Wu Reishang is interesting because I'm not sure. Like, she fights with like a gong
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like
yeah,
that.
it
It's
looks
like a serrated gong.
maybe a shield. Do you think
Something.
it's a gong?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is.
I couldn't tell.
But she also fights with like giant dinosaur feet or something.
Something's
So
happening
I have
there.
no idea what's going on. She's like fighting with the king of dinosaurs or something.
That's cool.
Before he was a dinosaur
Yeah.
or something like that. So, yeah.
No, Daphne's a genus of between 70 and 95 species of deciduous and evergreen shrubs in the family Thymelaceae, native to Asia, Europe, and North Africa.
There you go. So you can just call her Daphne for short.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay.
All right. All right.
I mean, from the stuff that we've seen from Samurai Shodown, I mean, it looks fun. The more I see it, the more I enjoy it.
Yeah.
The more I'm appreciating the way it looks. I didn't really like it at first, but I'm starting to appreciate the way it looks. But, you know, it looks like the high damage is in there.
For sure.
So it doesn't matter how well you play. It's 90% luck
Maybe.
in that game.
Maybe.
And, you know,
Yeah.
hard work isn't going to happen. It just depends on which character you pick.
Well, that's
This
a big
happens
part
if
of it.
they're top tier or not.
Yeah.
You could end up playing Cammy for 25 years. And
Well, you do have some agency. You know, you could.
Not
you could
really.
Pick a different
It doesn't
character.
matter. It doesn't matter.
That's something within your control.
It
Yeah.
doesn't make any difference, actually. It doesn't make any difference.
You know, the more that I watch Sam Show, the more I think it's interesting. I was definitely not interested in it when it was first shown, and I didn't play Sam Show previously. I mean, I've touched it, but I've never taken it seriously. The more that I see of this game, the more I think that it looks better than I originally thought. I don't know if they're like making graphical changes to it still, but I feel like it looks better than most recent gameplay that I saw of it. And I think that the gameplay is kind of growing on me, the kind of slow pace.
I mean, that's the way it's always been for Samurai Shodown. That's the way it's always supposed to have been a slower game. It's really just been about big moves that do
Yeah.
damage that are very, very punishable.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to get really lucky to land a lot of those moves. Because I mean, if they're blocked, you're losing like 90% of your health,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's just the thing. So
I think it looks cool. Now that I've seen it more often. I'm still not sure that it's going to be a game that I would play over MK,
Right,
Street
yeah.
Fighter, BB Tag. Like, those are the three that I intend to keep around, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see. It seems like it has substantial comeback factor, but that it's still not easy to land the hit.
I mean, the thing about it, the reason why the comeback factor is not as big of a deal is because it's that same factor that will get you into that position that you need a comeback in the first place.
Yeah, okay.
So technically, it's not a comeback factor. You know what I mean? Even the Isen
okay.
thing where you can cancel your hit stun and then kill them,
Yeah.
that takes away your super meter and a bunch of your special moves for the rest of the game.
Right.
So if you use it early on, you're basically just turning it to the point where you need 90% luck to win at that point, because obviously at that point you have none of the weapons that will help your hard work anymore.
Yeah.
It's just bad luck that you used it that early.
Well, that was your choice.
Yeah.
There's many choices to be made.
Oh man.
Yeah, anything else to say about Samurai Shodown?
I'm excited for it, actually.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I know Wednesday Night Fights has been playing a lot of Samurai Shodown 5
I've watched.
recently, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
I'll probably try to play it on some streams some more just to help spread the game a little bit more. So.
Yeah. I watched it. It looked cool. Olaf was commentating on there while I was watching. That was interesting. Nice work. If you're in the chat.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right. And then we got a couple other things. So the couple of sort of larger game news.
Okay.
One of them is, did you see Capcom's new product?
There is no luck involved in their
There's
bad,
no luck in
their bad press.
There's
no
no
luck involved in their bad press.
with
That
you on
is
that.
pure hard work right there.
For sure.
That is pure hard work right there. You have to work hard.
Dude.
And I feel like Capcom USA is just letting Capcom UK take all the fall right now. And so there is some bad luck being part of Capcom UK at this point in time.
You were right about that. Can you put it on screen? I put the link to it in the G Drive.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, yes, here we go. Oh, this thing is so ugly. What the hell?
What a world.
Why do they even have this? Can't I even, not zoom this in? I guess I can just scroll through it.
Yeah.
Why would you even have designed the joystick to look like this? I don't get it.
It's a curious choice for sure. So there will be 16 classic games that are coming to you in this format. Here's the games. Now, some of those games are cool.
Dude, Alien vs. Predator might make this $200 thing worth it by itself.
That's a great game, classic game.
I can't believe they even got it, to be honest with you.
What, for licensing issues?
Yeah, because they haven't been able to get it back for anything.
Right.
It's not even on that beat 'em up collection they just released.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, it's not on there. So.
Yeah. I remember playing a lot of these games in olden times and enjoying them.
But they have Cyberbots on here? But some curious choices like the original Darkstalkers.
Right.
Why
Also, it's hyper fighting rather
Hyper
than
fighting,
ST. I mean,
yeah.
hyper fighting is a good game, but it's still a little curious.
But it's only 16 games. I mean, the thing that this is going to be useful for, honestly, is just for people to hack it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I heard that it's running on the Final Burn emulator, so it's going to be very hackable, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so-
I heard that they did not tell the people who had made that emulator in the first place.
Oh really?
I saw a tweet that was, and maybe that's not a confirmation of it, but I did see a tweet that the person didn't know that it was coming
It's a weird
out.
thing because, obviously the people who made the emulator made it without Capcom's permission, and
Sure.
so technically Capcom can use it without their permission, right? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe. That's
Okay.
that's a weird legal grounds.
okay.
I would say.
Okay. Well, I hope those Final Burn guys get real lucky.
I hope they get lucky too,
In the
yeah.
next couple of weeks.
For
so,
sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
because they're gonna.
Yeah,
need
the FBA license is a copyleft license, and it's doesn't want it to be used for profit. I think there's even some attribution stuff in there in that license, and so they didn't abide by either of those terms. But I don't know.
Why does it look like a giant Capcom logo? What was the idea for this?
There you go. And it's on what are those called? It's on a hoverboat skirt. You ever seen a hoverboat? Right, they're like going
Yeah.
from the water onto the land, and it's
you
got that
can't-
skirt.
I don't even think you can use these joysticks for anything else, right?
The back of it looked like it was just one plug that comes out to a TV.
Right,
There's like an HDMI plug.
Right. So this is so weird.
Okay, no, if you go to one of the other pictures that's on there, it says connect the supplied HDMI cable from your Capcom home arcade to your TV and the supplied USB cable to a USB power supply and turn on. So it's just HDMI output plus micro USB power. I don't know, man. It's a funky choice. And in addition to that, when they first sort of teased it, Capcom UK said something like a new challenger is going to approach.
Right.
New challenger's approaching.
which was bad wording.
Bad wording. I mean, yeah, I think people must know that like that's not going to be a character that comes out. Like they're going to save that for, you know, some tournament or some E3 or something like that. But still, like, why use that phrasing when you know that people are like waiting for more of an announcement for SF5?
I mean, the problem is they're probably trying to guess on the fact that from the footage shown, you could see reflections of games, and so that would be an indication that obviously has nothing to do with the character announcement. But that's just not how people are going to interpret it.
Not a good choice. Not a good choice. Yeah, very strange. I don't know. Not a great looking design over there.
Yeah.
Like, would you? I'm not sure what to do with that. And it's like $200, right?
Yeah, it is 200, I think.
260 USD.
Jeez.
300 euros. Dang.
And so if it breaks, you're screwed. If the joystick breaks, you're screwed. Maybe. If you're not a person who knows how to take apart something and replace buttons, that's $260 for something that might break really, really fast.
It might break.
Is it Sanwa parts?
It actually is.
Oh, okay.
It is good parts. Yeah, it's Sanwa parts.
Okay. At least.
So it's at least legit for that.
Right.
It's got an 8-way gate. An octagonal gate. You know, it's not square. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one. Weird one on me.
Yeah, it's very odd.
Yeah.
Very, very odd.
Yeah. I mean, presumably they're trying to build on like the success of Nintendo's classical consoles.
Yeah, but those things are small.
They're small, and it looks like a Nintendo. Like that's like a desirable, like nostalgic thing.
Like I feel like the people I just want to be in the boardroom meeting for this one.
Yeah.
You just want to see what the hell they're talking about. You know what I mean? And just like figure out what I don't know.
It's a weird one. Yeah, they're cheaper. They're Nintendos. Everybody our age has a connection with Nintendo, like as a thing that it was a thing in your life. And while we all played Capcom games, at no point were we like, man, Capcom's logo's cool. Like I want to own a Capcom logo. You weren't thinking about that.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Oh well.
But yeah, maybe it implies, as Panasonic Youth says, hey guys, we got a ton of money from RE2. What do we do with it? Maybe they're so flush with cash that they're like starting to just slang it around. Which may be good for Street Fighter.
If they just save the money from that and thrown it into Street Fighter,
For sure,
you know, I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
$260. And then, oh man, I haven't actually looked this up yet.
I also have if I still have it, I don't know if I have it anymore. Yes, I do. Here, let's watch this really quick.
Okay. Oh, right, yeah.
It was by pure luck that this came out right before our show.
For sure, yeah.
So we
and
have
as a result, we're using our work to put it on the stream.
So we can talk about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, here we go. Pew! There we are. So we've got the Nintendo Switch announcement here.
All right.
Let's take a look at this.
Joker! It's the moment you've been waiting for!
Cool.
So many legendary fighters! Awesome!
Dude, he's got a gun?
Are you sure he can handle this?
That's not the voice I
I mean, he's
expected.
got a knife and a gun.
That's not his
I'm
voice.
sure he'll
Okay.
be fine.
That's somebody else talking.
I don't know. It looked pretty tough.
Harness the
the
power
hell?
of the heart to summon a persona. Unleash the rebellious spirit growing inside you.
Oh, cool.
Persona!
So he wants to take damage? That's got to be a final smash, right?
Arsene.
Arsene? Can't he use a more powerful persona?
What are you talking about? Arsene is awesome! It's Joker's main persona. As long as you hold on to your rebellious spirit, Arsene will give your attacks an extra punch. Wow! He can use wings instead of his grappling hook. If Joker is attacked while Arsene is around, he can counterattack with Tetrakarn and Makarakarn.
Oh, wow.
Dude, if he gets more damage, you're going to activate the
Counter that's also
persona?
reflect? Is that even allowed?
This is... mementos?
The palace birthed from the hearts of the masses, right? Yes. And
take
Mementos
this
has a little secret.
Isn't its entire existence a secret?
The base color changes depending on the music.
Okay.
Seriously? That's awesome!
I can hardly believe my eyes!
Now's our chance! Let's help him out!
Witness
shit,
the
everyone
power of the
shows up?
Phantom Thieves! Go! Beat 'em up!
That's so cool.
Actually, it's cool.
Smash is looking cool. Eh, Joker?
I don't like the fact that they get the look of every game into the game somehow.
Yeah, they do such a good job.
It's so good.
Okay. Man, I gotta say, I think that looks really cool. Oh.
It's definitely some sort of Persona inside joke that I don't get. Most likely.
Was he holding the King K. Rool hat while he also picked up the bike?
I don't know. I didn't
Then?
see.
Yeah,
I didn't
don't know.
see. So.
Anyway, yeah, I think that
Oh,
actually
he's
looks
a
cool.
thief. I see. He's just stealing stuff from everybody. Got it.
That's cool though. Like, I'm happy that as Smash has gone on, they've been more and more okay with putting these little subsystems in.
Yeah.
Smash 4 had it too. It's not the first game, but like, that's very cool that they're doing that.
Okay. Yeah, but apparently he's out tomorrow. So after all this time of
What?
everybody just waiting for information since when was he announced? Was he announced at Evo Japan or no?
No. It was on a direct.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It was on a direct wasn't it pre-release?
4 months ago
Yeah.
he was announced, and like no, we hadn't heard anything, and everyone was losing patience.
Game
and then bam,
Awards. Okay.
here he is, and he's out tomorrow. He's literally,
That's literally out tomorrow?
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, that's cool that he's going to be out. But like, yeah, that's very strange from a promotional side that they would let him stew for that long, and then now he's
we
there.
barely got any information. It's not like we were getting teases
Yeah.
about him as it was going. So,
Weird.
question is how much more are we gonna get? Like, when are we getting the next DLC information?
Is there
and
is there
stuff
any
like
info
that?
about the other characters?
No, nothing.
right?
We don't know anything about anyone else coming up. So. I just keep hoping. I keep praying for Dirk the Daring, dude. Like, I want
That would
Dirk
be
the
very
Daring
cool.
so badly.
Very cool.
He'd be so awesome in the game, especially if they made him like flat and like 2D, cell shaded. You know what I mean? And the whole time he's just gonna be screaming, "Woo, ah, ah," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, ah, you
Yeah.
know, it'd be super awesome.
That would be very cool.
Yeah.
Master Chief. Yeah, there's like perennial requests. I think Master Chief is pretty unlikely.
I mean, Phil Spector said that he would be willing to do it if they asked him. He said he said like he'd be totally down to do it. So, and don't forget, what did they just do recently? Like old Xbox games are coming out on the Switch or something like that. There's like some weird tie-in that's happening or something like that. I forgot what it was exactly.
Have they?
Xbox Live is on Switch. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So like the Xbox is like, we know our console sucks. So
For real?
I mean, no. I mean, no. They were
for
saying
real.
like, let's team up with Nintendo. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do
No,
that.
100%,
So,
dude.
Travis Touchdown would be wrong. You can't put Travis Touchdown in the game.
I don't know Travis.
From No More Heroes, because he swears and just basically disembowels everybody with his laser sword. He just cuts everybody in half. You can't put Travis Touchdown in that game. So, I love Travis Touchdown. Don't get me wrong. I love the No More Heroes games, but
there were also larger gaming announcements.
Okay.
PlayStation 5 news. Did you hear about this?
Olaf told me a little bit about it earlier today.
There's not like a ton of news. It's all about hardware, and it's not even when it's going to come out. It won't be this year, but it's going to be not super long in the future. I think is the implication of them putting it out now. It's got like a faster SSD. It uses ray tracing and faster rendering speed. I'm out of my element. That's as far as I know. They were talking about how they had a side by side of Spider-Man on Xbox and Spider-Man on this new on PlayStation and Spider-Man on this new thing.
4 and 5, basically.
So they haven't said it's going to be called PlayStation 5.
Right. Okay. Theoretically, PlayStation 4 and whatever new PlayStation.
Exactly right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so current gen Spider-Man, the loading time was 15 seconds, and then the loading time for the new one was 0.8 seconds.
Okay. Nice.
Do with that what you will. I mean, presumably when it comes to the newer console, there's going to be fancier graphics anyway, so it's going to be probably longer to load. But still, that sounds fast.
Okay. I mean, if they should follow the Xbox trend and just name the new PlayStation just some random numbers. PlayStation negative 17. Just call it PlayStation minus 17. Why not? Yeah. Just do it. Do it.
So that'll be, look forward to more info on that. Keep in mind they are not at E3 this year.
Yep. I heard Nintendo was not going to do it either. So
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
I'm not sure, but...
However, there's also announced today... honestly, I'm not sure this is real. I haven't actually clicked on the video yet. Let me see. Is this actually? I think it's legit. But a new Xbox.
This can't be real, dude.
I'm just not sure.
This can't be real.
I'm just not sure. Is it not legit? Tell me. Is it real?
No, it's not. It can't be real. It can't be real.
Anyway, Xbox One SAD. Is that actually legit?
Xbox SAD.
S all digital. I'm literally Googling this right now. Is Xbox SAD real? VentureBeat's headline: Xbox One S all digital edition is real.
Maybe they just called it the Xbox One S all digital edition and didn't realize. I mean,
somebody in that company has to have noticed that it would be called Xbox One SAD.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Well, it's the perfect console for me now. I'm gonna buy this console and enjoy it in all my Xbox One sadness.
Well, maybe I'll enjoy you being sad with the Xbox One Desad edition, the sadistic one. Because that's actually what it is. SADE.
The Sade. The Sade is the Xbox Sade.
I thought this was a gold joke, and I put it out on Twitter that it's the Ekis Desad. Nobody got it. It's the Marquis Desad.
It's too
esoteric, I guess. I think that's pretty funny. That's where sadistic comes from.
Feels Xbox, man. I like that.
That's a good one. I mean, it's just this is a tough console generation to be an Xbox fan. It's just a tough one,
It's so funny too, because I remember talking to my friends about it, and they were like, "Yeah, blah blah blah," and I was like, "Yeah, it's so crazy that in the previous generation, Sony was the bad guys and Xbox was the good guys," and they were like, "That was never the case." I'm like, "What are you guys talking about? Like, there was always." I'm like, "Do you not remember the Blu-ray fiasco?" And they're like, "Blu-ray is good." I'm like, "Now it is." Like, do you not remember the giant spider enemies crab?
Giant enemy crab?
Yeah,
Yes.
the get 2 jobs to afford a PlayStation. And they're like, "No, this." I was just like, I don't know what is happening here.
Who was this that didn't remember?
It was like my brother and like my two of my
people
coworkers.
They're no dummies.
Yeah.
Wow.
These are actual legit
Yeah.
But I mean, one of them has been anti-Xbox Microsoft for his whole life.
Okay,
you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But I was just like, how do you not remember that during the PlayStation 3 era, PlayStation was clearly the bad guys. Clearly the bad guys.
That went on for a long time. That was a long generation.
I don't understand. I was
like
so confused by that, dude.
Dang.
Yeah, just get 2 jobs, buy a PS3. Hard work's not going to earn you enough money. Just buy them, dude. Buy them, dude.
Yeah. Dang, that's tough. I mean, I wasn't like happy about there being an Xbox at first, just because I was like, I don't want Microsoft involved.
Right.
But, I mean, once it's in there, like they
did a good job with the 360.
They did a good job with the 360.
Yeah.
They honestly did.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt that same way about Sony when Sony first got involved. I was like, I don't want Sony making video game consoles. What do they know about video games?
It worked out.
But
that was Nintendo's fault that Sony got in there.
Yeah.
So You don't know about the Nintendo PlayStation, right? The Nintendo PlayStation, which someone actually, when I went to the Classic Tetris World Championship, someone actually had one of the betas of that thing there on display. The Nintendo PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
One of the beta models was literally there.
Wow.
And stuff like that, and people were playing stuff on it.
I guess I didn't know that it got to the stage.
Yeah, Xbox definitely had the problem with like the red ring and stuff like that.
For sure. Yeah. But
I mean, I was on my fourth Xbox 360. So.
the hardware had issues, but I think what I meant more was like there were a lot of good games for it, and they didn't shoot themselves in the foot in the way that Sony did.
Mm-hmm. Except when they tried to make those stupid avatars to compete with the Mii's. Oh, that was pretty bad.
But yeah, then as soon as Xbox One was announced, and you had to have the Kinect, and it just was a whole mess of nonsense.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is an all digital edition, which means
there's no disc.
There's no disc.
Which is such a mistake.
It's wild. It's a wild idea.
I mean, look, I'll tell you right now, the Switch, the thing that bothers me the most about it is you can't play games off of the SD card. You have to, like, copy it back onto the hard drive to play it, right? Or can you play the games directly off the SD card?
I don't have any on the SD card, so I don't know.
Can somebody let me know in the chat? Because the internal storage for the Switch is not big.
I thought you could play it, but I've never had.
And from what I had looked, it looks like you actually have to... Oh, you can play them all on there?
You only have games on your SD card. Okay.
I have to try it out. I'll have to try it out because I'm playing off of the cartridges and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I buy it, like, there's only so much room on it. And look, when I tried to play a game off of my SD card, they were like, copy it onto your regular hard drive, and you don't have enough space.
Huh. Is your SD card too slow? Is it like an older model or something? I don't know.
I have a new one. I got a new one for it that was recommended. I'll have to double check. I'll have to see how I can play it off of there. Because if that's the case, then I would get a lot more games digitally on my Switch. Right now, it's a pain in the ass. So.
That makes sense, yeah.
You have to buy the digital. I'm talking about digital. Like, if I deleted 30th Anniversary off my game, off my hard drive, and I had it on my SD card, and I tried to play it looked like they had to copy it back on there.
Huh.
No, it has nothing to do with... PS4 has nothing to do with the storage space. PS4 has to do with or just for me, all digital games just has to do with the fact that they can take it away from me at any point in time, right? So I want the physical copy so that I can always go back to it whenever I want to, right? That's the problem right there, is that when you actually get a game that's only digital, like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, when it was gone for the longest time, you literally couldn't play it anymore.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't get it.
You couldn't get it, right. If you had it, sure, but if you had deleted off your hard drive, you were screwed.
It's gone,
right? Like right now, I have PT on my my hard drive, and if I ever delete it, it's gone.
Right.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World, same thing. If you deleted those, you can't get them anymore. That's why I don't want the digital versions of everything. That's why I buy a physical copy of everything, because I can still play them no matter what, right?
Yeah.
So
when it comes to games that I don't care terribly much about, I buy the digital one. If I ever care about it, I always buy the physical. I have all the fighting games I play. I have the physical for. Like,
exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
I mean, when it comes to buying MK, I'm getting it for the PlayStation. That's what I pre-ordered. But then I will have the Switch version, which I'm just going to get digitally.
Yeah.
I'll have the PC version.
I mean, if I can play things digitally directly off my SD card, I'll get MK digitally as well. So
that makes sense.
I gotta go check that out. I gotta see if I can make it work again.
Yeah.
So
Xbox One SAD edition. I mean,
it's got to be a mistake.
There's just got to be a troll or something.
There's no way that anybody in the Xbox boardroom like goes and looks at that and goes, "Oh crap." You know what I mean? Like they had.
Dude, what if they think it's like the best name ever, and then it's released to the internet, and 2 seconds later everybody was like, "Do you mean the SAD edition?" And they're like, "Oh,
Yeah, that's why I was like, "There's no way. There's no way." Internally, they have to have been calling it the SAD edition already.
Oh my god, yeah. But we've talked about Stadia before. Neither of us is a big fan of that idea. It's going to launch, the SAD edition will launch with Minecraft, Forza Horizon 3, and Sea of Thieves. So there you go. Oh, right.
No, this is not the right one. This was the early bird registration for Evo.
Okay.
He has the numbers right here. This was just released
April 9th.
April 9th. And the order is, the first game is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. No surprise.
It's going to be number 1 for sure.
Second is Street Fighter V. So it's actually surpassed Tekken now. So Street Fighter V has actually moved up on the list.
Okay, interesting.
And Tekken 7 is in third place now.
Sure. I mean, those will be the top 3.
Fourth place, and I'm going to say this, all hard work, Under Night in Birth, EXE latest.
Yeah.
All hard work.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay? All hard work on that. Fourth place is Under Night in Birth. Fifth place is Samurai Shodown now.
What?
Fifth place is Samurai Shodown.
This I didn't expect.
Yes.
Under Night, I wouldn't have expected, but that's the way that it's been trending, like not a big surprise maybe. Samurai Shodown, I'm surprised at.
Sixth place, Mortal Kombat 11.
I'm surprised.
That's going to go up thanks to the Pro Tour announcement, though. Because everyone's going to be like, okay, Evo's part of the Pro competition.
The competition.
God, it doesn't flow off.
Doesn't
flow off the tongue at all. So the Pro competition, Mortal Kombat 11, 7th place, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Okay, wow.
How the mighty have fallen?
First, that was number 1 last year.
Yeah, it was number 1 last year, but it is not.
Wow.
I mean, 6th place being Soul Calibur and 9th place being BB Tag. Not a huge shock at this point in time, but Dragon Ball getting all the way down to 7th place is rough.
I would not have expected it below, certainly Sam
Not
Show.
Sam Show,
Certainly
right?
Sam Show.
Yeah.
But wow.
So there you go. But 4th place, Under Night in Birth,
Shout out to
EXE
Under Night. That's super
I'm
cool.
so hype about
That's
that.
great.
I am so happy for that scene.
Oh, yeah.
And so happy for that game. And it's just everybody now is playing it and just discovering just how good of a game it is. And, you know, it's just going to be hard because Mortal Kombat's coming out next week. And so I've got Mortal Kombat. I still haven't played Unist much at all, right? And now I want to play Sam Show 5 again. And I want to play more ST.
That's right, yeah.
And now there's Street Fighter 5, and there's, I haven't been playing enough Guilty Gear. I'm still playing Tekken and Soul Calibur. I really honestly don't know what to do.
There's a lot of good stuff out
But
right
it might
now.
not matter anymore anyway.
It matters.
Might not matter anyway, so.
Yeah. You think Goichi's going to make grands in both Unist and Dragon Ball? Is he still playing Unist like that? I had heard he's not.
Yeah, well, he said he wasn't practicing when he got 2nd place, and
Yeah.
then somebody else called him out and said that he was like, it was one of those, I'm not practicing, you're such a liar, Tampa Bison kind of things, you know? So, we'll
Got
see.
it.
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, shout outs to that. I mean, I think we all expect, I think, that top 3. So Smash will be number 1, and then either Tekken or Street Fighter
I'm
number 2
surprised
and
that
3.
Street Fighter has surpassed Tekken.
Yeah,
Honestly, I am. I thought Tekken was going to stay up above there, but again, just showing that Street Fighter is, I mean, as much as everyone wants to keep claiming its demise, there's a lot of people out there who still enjoy the game a lot.
They really do.
You know, really, really do.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why that 2-year-old interview with Tokido came out where he was like, it's my favorite game right now, you know, but it was 2 years ago, but he still said it out there, so.
Yeah. And more people I feel like it's more okay to say you like the game now than it even was 2 years ago during Season 2 before they had fixed the input lag.
Yeah. I mean, I think Street Fighter V is in the best shape that it's ever been.
100%.
To be honest with you.
100%.
But here's my question for you, though. I think I asked you this last week. Or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember now. But if Super Smash Ultimate has the most entrants, do you think it'll close out Sunday?
I mean, it depends on how far ahead it is. I think it should close out Sunday. That's my own opinion. Do I think it will? I think only if it's a blowout. I think if it's, you know, if second place game has 2,000 and it has 4,000.
I mean, some people are saying it depends on TV schedule, but EVO wasn't on TV last year. EVO had no TV showing last year. So if EVO has no TV showing this year, then it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
And not only that, but if Smash is last, is that good or bad for Smash?
Okay, well that's a good question. For example, Street Fighter ran in the middle of the day at NCR
And got a ton of viewers.
and did. What if they want to keep doing that? What if Capcom like asks tournaments to be like, hey, don't put us last?
I mean, Marvel always had more viewers than Street Fighter at EVO
right.
as well because it was second last, right? So is second last actually the better slot?
I feel like that'd be an interesting test because, you know, a lot of us thought that was because of the time slot, but it might have also been because it was a funner game to watch for people.
Right.
Never really could know because we didn't have the experiment of what if Street Fighter was not last. I mean, I watched EVO last year from New York, and 3 hours ahead, it was not easy to be. I fell asleep.
I mean, let me tell you this.
Top 8.
Let me tell you this for Street Fighter V Top 8. I don't think I've ever told this story before, but like after Street Fighter V Top 8 ended, as soon as it ended, like we didn't give a chance to interview anybody, like Problem X or anything like that, because the venue was literally kicking us out at that time when Street Fighter ended, right? So it was just like, okay, we need to go. We need to go. I had like maybe 10 people come up to the commentary booth where me and Seth were sitting. And they were like, hey, can we take pictures with you or whatever like that? Seth was like, yeah, but I need to go, whatever. So Seth disappeared. I stuck around and took pictures with everybody.
Nice.
And then guys came by. I was like, you have to go. You have to go. And they sweeped them out and everything like that. And I looked up. I was the only person that had anything to do with EVO in that entire room at that point in time. And only waiting for like 10 people like to like sign and take photos and stuff like that. But by that point, they had already gotten rid of everybody. There was only workers cleaning the place up at that point. And when I walked out of there, I couldn't find a soul. The only person I ran into was Daigo, who was filming, and remember all that stuff. But literally everybody was gone from that building by that point already.
Dang.
And it wasn't even that long. I wasn't even there for that long. You know?
It was. What time was it on the West Coast at that time?
It was like midnight already. It was like midnight already. Yeah. So it was crazy.
Yeah, that's late.
Yeah.
That's very late. And I think, I mean, they're not intending to have it go that late anyway.
Right. Yeah.
But still, yeah. I mean, it would be interesting to see what happens if SF's not the last. I mean, I expect Ultimate to get the most views anyway.
Right.
The most entrants anyway. I just feel like that's gonna probably happen either way.
And that's why it's gonna be only 4 games on the last day this year. So you know.
But do you think that it would be last?
I think. I mean, it's weird. Obviously, me talking about how the second to the last slot might be better.
Yeah.
So this sounds maybe a little bad, but I think it would be appropriate if it was last.
Me too.
I think it would be better if it was last, if it had the most entrants. Yeah. It's the newest game. Well, not the newest game, but obviously has the most entrants. It's going to be super hype.
Yep.
There's going to be a ton of people there for it. I think it should be last. I really think it deserves to get that spot.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, like certainly the in-house audience will be big. Like it's going to be packed.
That's right. Daigo actually thanked me for all my hard work.
That matters.
Yeah,
good job, Daigo.
Daigo actually said, "Thank you for your." But it was a phrase that Shino was teaching him to tell everybody. So
that's nice.
You know, so obviously I just got lucky that I was the first one who said it.
Okay, all right.
So
I'm sure he meant it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do expect. I mean, I do think Smash should be last. I just will it be? I think is a different question.
Okay.
All right. Come on, MK, charge up those ranks. Let's go.
Yeah, I really hope it does, especially with the pro competition announcement. I think now that people know that it's part of the series, and it's probably going to get the most points, and it's probably going to have the most money,
probably.
right? So
probably.
like, I feel like everybody's going to get there. So there you go.
And the game is not yet out. I mean, I guess there's two ways to view this. Part of why Sam Show is number 5 right now is probably because it's not out. Right? And people get to have an idea of what they think Sam Show will be. And then when it launches, maybe they like it or not. And right, we've seen that happen a lot of times. Like a game gets a lot, and then once it actually comes out, it may not be like anybody's favorite anymore.
Right.
That's happened. At the same time, I think there's also examples of the game comes out, or you're aware of it, maybe more accurately.
Right.
Like Under Night didn't just come out, but people are like now aware of it. They weren't before. And so they see it and try it, and they're like, wow, this is a good game. I'm into it. If MK gets that kind of launch and that kind of reception, that could help it.
I think it will, because the game is really fun. I mean, if you can't get it,
I agree.
If the violence is obviously
that's
so bad, that's just the hardest part. That's the worst thing about Mortal Kombat, is it always has that violence factor in there, right? It's always that thing, because
it builds, its success is also its ceiling in a way.
Because someone was even saying, like, at the San Antonio event, they're like, I've seen some of the fatalities for MK11. It doesn't look as bad as 10 did. And I was like,
Really?
I was like, have you seen Garrus's fatality?
Ugh.
You know?
Did you see the Devora fatality?
Oh, God, yeah.
Where she installs bugs into you, and a huge spider erupts from your torso and rips your torso off, and it's crawling away in your torso, and then it bites out of your face.
Yeah, and your head splits in half because of that. Yeah.
Gnarly.
It was pretty dang gnarly.
It's a spider install.
Yeah.
It sounds rad. This is actually appropriate. Poster Dull Fangs says it sounds rad. That is very on brand.
Dull Fangs, there you go. Core values, man. Oh, man.
Oh, well, I mean, we said it at the time, but I think my belief is that MK11 was not announced for Sunday because of the
violence,
gore.
yeah.
Because of the gore.
I really just hope that they have some sort of tournament mode in the game where the KOs, like I said, give us KOs. Like, boom, KO, boom, boom. And then just skip the fatality unless the player hits the start button, and then it goes into the king fatality. Like, because, one, that would get people mad hype.
That would, yeah. He chose to do a
fatality.
fatality.
If someone actually chooses to do a fatality, like, so boom, KO, and someone hits starts, boom, finish him. Everybody like, oh! And then if he misses the fatality, everyone would boo. But if he did the fatality and he got it, then everyone would get all hype. Yeah. Like, I think that shit would be amazing. And we would get the cathartic KO that we need. Like, in the close match, oh my God, boom, KO, oh! You know, kind of thing like that. I think that would actually be super sick.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I mean, I mentioned it, but I don't know if NRS is listening to me, but I think that would be super cool.
I think that's probably all decided on at this point, but that is a cool idea.
But it could be something they could patch in later on. If I'm lucky, they heard me.
That's true, and they've done that kind of thing in the past.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They've actually made changes to stuff for the tournament reasons in the past, like mid-game. So.
Yeah,
there's precedent.
Exactly, so.
The viewers vote for fatalities. You're like at a coliseum doing your thumbs up or thumbs down.
No, Fanta, that was a joke. Come on. I just said if I was lucky, they would hear me. So,
yeah,
you know.
I got it. I was trying to scoot by. I heard it.
I just really hope they flip-flop the fatality wins line.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird that it's backwards.
Johnny Cage wins. Fatality. It's always been that way. Why would it be fatality? Johnny Cage wins now. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. It's backwards.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is they did say on the Combat Cast that they hadn't noticed that there was no flawless victory. They were legit like, wow, when you guys were playing the beta, or I think it was even the first one, they were like, and you pointed out to us that if you win with a perfect, it doesn't say flawless victory. They were like, we didn't know.
Dude, they have Kerry Takagawa, or however you pronounce his last name, right there. Yeah. And he said it in the movie. That would be
so sick if he did
right?
that.
He said it in the movie. He said flawless victory.
That would be amazing.
I mean, come on. He's right there.
That would be actually amazing, yeah.
He's right there. Oh, man.
All right, we're working on 3 hours now, but let me just say that the Anime Evo lineup came out. It is expansive.
It's a great lineup because it's got some crazy ass games in there.
Yes. You got the original Guilty Gear.
Dude, that is going to be the... What? I mean, you know that you can literally win a match by round one, fight, just defend, instant kill, game over.
I don't know anything about it. Wow.
That's it. If you just defend and input a command, you go into instant kill. The opponent has to input the same input or they die. And it's not even that round. It's like the game is over. So literally a fight can be round one. Fight, I attack, just defend, I do the code, you forgot to do it. That's it. Game is over. Literally that can be a complete match. And they're going to have a tournament for this game.
That sounds
amazing.
Awful. That's hilarious.
And yes, Dolphang says it well. That's the least of the game's problems.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. You got Guilty Gear Guilty Gear XX, Accent Core Plus R. Mm-hmm. Also, Rev 2 is going to be there.
Of course, yes.
Samurai Shodown 2 will be there. Mark of the Wolves will be there.
Do they not have Samurai Shodown 5 special there? That's crazy.
I guess we'll get to see. Okay. So there's KOF 14. There is Million Arthur Arcana Blood. Nitro
Good luck
Plus
with some
Blasters.
of these Asian ones, dude.
Heroines Infinite Duel.
That has to be SNK Heroines, right? Or no.
Nitro plus Blasters.
Nitro plus Blasters. Okay.
P4AU. All right, easy. Blaze Blue Central Fiction. I know that one. Melty Blood. Actress Again. Can't read further text.
I can't see it.
Etc. Fighter's History Dynamite.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
cool. Aquapaza.
They're saying current code is what it is.
Got it? Aquapaza. Aqua Plus Dream Match. Fighting Climax Ignition. Easy. Oh, wait, no, isn't it Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax?
I think so, yeah. Uh-huh.
I knew that one. Windjammers.
I told you,
Not
good luck with the
sure.
Asian ones. Good luck with the Asian ones, man.
Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Ultimate All-Stars. Vampire Savior, the Lord of Vampires.
Nice.
Original Vampire Savior. Then you got Sailor Moon S. Wow.
Yeah, of course.
I puzzled it out.
Oh, yeah, Sailor Moon S. Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, a classic. Kill la Kill. That game's coming out before
Yeah.
Evo. Like, it's not out yet. That's cool.
Yeah.
Gundam Versus. Cool. Catherine Full Body. And then Puyo Puyo Esports. What's that?
I don't know, actually. That's a weird one, but they said that's Hokuto no Ken.
Oh, sick. Okay, that's a
Hokuto
fun
no
game.
Ken. Yeah.
I used to play that. I played Mr. Heart.
Did you actually play that? Oh, dang. The game with the crazy bouncing juggles and
Yeah,
stuff
I mean,
like that?
my friends and I were not playing that to
Yeah,
that
yeah,
degree,
yeah, of
obviously.
course,
but
of course.
yeah, it was fun.
Oh, so it's just Puyo. Oh, is it Puyo Puyo Tetris? Is that all it is? Okay. Oh, there's a new version of Puyo Puyo? Dang, there's a new one after that already? Dang, okay. That's fast.
Well, all right. Anything else to say here? It's been 3 full hours now. This is the longest we've gone in a long time.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway,
Because we're working hard for the show.
we are indeed working hard. That's true.
We're working hard.
Anything coming up this weekend? Oh, we didn't talk about the Street Fighter League at all. Forgot.
That's right.
Forgot to. I liked the draft. I thought the draft was fun to watch. Did you watch it?
No, I
you
did
were
not
probably
get a chance.
traveling.
Yeah, I've been busy, so.
I thought it was a fun draft to watch, to be honest. So, although I still kind of think that like the bans is just going to be like Idom will never play Laura,
Oh, okay, yeah.
right? Like Idom's just not going to play Laura the whole tournament. But I'm looking forward to it, and the SFL continues on Thursday. So check it out.
Good. There you go.
First to 1. I read
No,
it
you
wrong.
said day 1, first to 20.
First
Okay,
to
wow.
1 on day 20. Paul B challenges me to Mortal Kombat 11.
You think
I'll do it.
You gonna win? Do you think you go in?
On first to 1 on day 20 for sure.
Okay. Or
Maybe.
first to 20 on day 1?
That's what he wants.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks, I'll need it.
Don't bother.
Especially because Bardock doesn't have command grab as a competitive variation.
Don't bother practicing because
I will practice because my work will make
there's no
it will
point.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
It will matter.
Hard work doesn't work. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, on Ultra Chen Tuesday show. Hard work doesn't matter.
Sorry, guys. You're gonna have to get used to calling him Bardock. Bardock's beams.
Versus Scorpio. I named him Hank Scorpio. In
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
my
you said it, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's skedaddle. You want to bird me?
Does it matter anymore?
That definitely matters.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Misery Blade for Scorpion would be appropriate for me right now anyway.
You got a miss canceled, man.
I won't. I'll just let the Misery rock instead.
All right.